Testing. soon as our players are almost all set up here. And
Absolutely.
so we have a pretty interesting round one here, Dan. So we've got Kev here. We just talked with him playing Cloth. And then we've got Martin playing the new Gold Dengo. And there's been some Gold Dengo gaming going on lately. What are your
There
thoughts on that?
has. So I actually love that even though Surging Sparks didn't come with a ton of like self-contained meta decks or archetypes, there's actually been a big shift in the meta with some of the cards that came out. So like you said, Goldengo gaming is definitely a thing. We have multiple top 4 results in the past 2 regionals with Goldengo, with Togekiss and with Palkia. So I mean, I think it's a cool deck, but Brian, how do you think it kind of stacks up here?
I think the Togekiss is definitely a big game changer. A lot of the gripes that Goldengo kind of had before was that it didn't really trade up against single prize decks very well, and
Yes.
it didn't really have much flexibility taking more than 2 prizes a turn.
Yes.
So it definitely helps with that by putting that on a coin flip, which isn't the most consistent
Yes.
thing in the world, but it happens a few times a game. So, there's definitely some potential there.
Well, and I think that's the big deal is you don't need to hit it every turn.
Yes.
You need to hit it once, maybe twice in the game to just outright win. So rather than it being you're flipping Pokemon catchers or something like that, you're able to just enact your game plan and just hope you get a bonus at the end of it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know Martin's been playing this deck for a bit now, so I've definitely seen some high level sequencing from it. So I'm really looking forward to this matchup here just to see how the Goldengo and Togekiss kind of uptrades against a single prize deck, focused deck, kind of like Cloth.
Yes. And so Kevin and I had actually talked about this a little bit, and Rafal and the whole team. Cloth does have a disadvantage going with this Terrapagos version in that it is no longer a pure single prize deck.
Yes.
So
Yes.
there are a number of liabilities on the board that Martin will be able to take advantage of.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that's been one of the win conditions that a lot of decks have tried to go against Claw for a bit. Like stuff like I don't know if it runs Rotom anymore, but it runs stuff like Latias EX now.
Yeah.
So that's like a big liability that can get knocked out pretty easily.
Jessica, good to see you. Thank you very
Yes.
much for joining us
Yes,
today.
thank you. I know as soon as we told Martin, he's like, gotta let her know. So we already knew that you were going to be here right away.
I love it. And for those looking at Martin's deck and like, why is there a grass energy? Why is there a psychic energy? Martin does not play Iron Leaves or anything like that, but this deck uses the new A-Spec Energy Search Pro, which honestly, maybe that's something we can talk about.
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
Because I
Yeah.
think that's a very interesting thing. Nerd Rage team posted about it a week or 2 ago, but this Energy Search Pro is so good for this archetype.
Yeah, I mean, one of the big consistency issues that Goldengo kind of has is that, you're just not able to draw cards or you have a hard time getting energy in play. So this eSearch Pro, what it does is let you search one of every energy type. So you're able to just have all these energies and you could take a big knockout as soon as turn 2 just by searching out this eSearch Pro. So super important card and one that really changed the way that we build Goldengo EX. So instead of just playing a bunch of metal energy and a few waters, now you're pretty much playing like 2 of every energy, which is kind of crazy.
Which is wild, and it makes for a very interesting deck list picture. But
Yes, definitely.
it kind of makes sense because for the actual attack, you don't really care. It's
Yeah.
just energy. It doesn't have to be a certain type.
Yeah, definitely.
And so Martin, though, unfortunately, had a less than ideal setup there. Jacob, yes, it is a hand of all time. Whereas Kevin
Hand
is
of all
starting a
time.
new addition to this cloth deck, the Reggie Drago.
Yeah, so I think at first I didn't understand this because it has a huge retreat cost and doesn't really have too much utility. But then I remember Latias EX.
Exactly.
Latias EX is such a crazy card to think about too because it unlocks this like so much potential for a lot of these really big basic cards that have heavy retreat costs.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. I don't know if I love what it's going to do to the meta,
Yeah.
but it is very powerful. And so this Reggie Drago, what it does is it has an ability that says once during your turn, if this is in your active spot, you can draw until you have 4 cards in hand.
Yeah.
Not huge, but for a deck that doesn't really have a draw engine, it would rely on Pheasantipity to draw after your opponent takes a knockout. After an Iono, a Roxanne, whatever you want to call it. Now, you can actually draw a few cards. And this cloth deck has very thinnable hands because it only plays 4 energy, it only plays 3 or 4 stadiums, but it plays a ton of tool cards, a ton of ball search. So there's a lot of ways to thin down your hand and draw.
Yeah, definitely. And I think one important thing to mention about this as well is that since you play the Regidrago, you don't need to make a lot of room for a full-on Bibarel line. You can
Yes.
get a similar kind of draw engine, but instead of having to play like 4 to 6 cards, you just play this one, which opens a lot of your deck building.
Yes, absolutely. And another thing that opens the deck building, which looks like Kevin may not have access to, though, is the trolley. And so this, actually, do you remember the full name, Brian, for the trolley?
Precious Trolley.
Precious Trolley. So it is essentially a super duper nest ball. So it
Yes.
allows you to search for as many bench Pokemon as you would like, or basic Pokemon as you'd like, throw them onto your bench. And you can then do that to put Brute Bonnet down. You could put Iron Valiant, but Brute Bonnet, you can get the Terapagos, you can get the Oranguru V that lets you search tool cards,
Yeah.
or the Cloth itself.
Yeah, definitely. So a huge thing. So a lot of like crazy turn ones could be like as long as you have Terapagos and you have Area Zero, you have a full eight eight Pokemon bench already.
Yes. And it looks like, though, Kevin prized that Precious Trolley.
Yeah.
Otherwise, probably what we would have seen there.
Yeah, and I think that's a big problem with relying on an A spec is because you can only play one in the deck, and there's a lot of chances for you to prize that. Same with like Martin's side playing the Energy Search Pro. I mean, if you prize that card, it could be a little difficult to get your game plan going.
Yes. And so we do see Kevin get a Cloth. We have an Ultra Ball. We have a Switch card. But we don't have a Double Turbo.
Yeah, the big part here. But I guess this is like a nice little benefit to it, though, is that the Regidrago kind of helps Kev to be able to thin out his hand a little bit more and then draw some more cards. And I don't think the Squawkabilly has been used yet.
And I was just going to say the
Yep.
same thing. I think he still has the ability to draw a few more cards here. And I agree. I think you have to go with the Latias EX.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you need to have just something that you can switch out your active with. Even though the Sneasler would be nice, it's definitely not something you really need right away.
Right. And so for Kevin, all he's hoping to see is a Double Turbo,
Oh,
which
and he
he
got it.
does hit.
Yep, never punished.
Nope. And now, knocking out Manaphy isn't that big of a deal. But, he actually doesn't even need
Oh,
to
he doesn't
attack.
even need to. Oh, this is even better.
I love to see
I
it.
love this play.
Yes. So I think Kevin is saying, hey, I'm going to poison the Regidrago, go into the Pecharunt, and then now with the Pecharunt's ability that adds 5 damage counters, Sneasler, which adds an extra 2, Kevin actually knocks out that Manaphy, and Martin just scoops it
Oh,
up.
man.
Ah, that is brutal.
Super tragic here.
So it's hard to really say anything about Martin's side, but Brian, I mean, I think Kevin just kind of showed off how aggressive this deck is.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's a lot of upside to this deck. It trades super well, and the different types of Pokemon that the deck plays allows you to use weakness as an advantage
Yes.
to sort of attack different matchups. Like the spread is really, really good with this deck. Definitely.
All right, so we
Yeah.
see Cloth take its first win.
Oh, yeah. and
Fantastic.
Taylor's in the chat, too. Shout out to Taylor, Kev's girlfriend. So
Taylor, glad to
Yeah,
have you here.
glad to
Thank you for
have you.
joining.
So we're going to transition to our next game here. We've got Eli on Charizard EX against Matt playing Goldango EX as well. And I was literally just talking to Eli about this earlier, but, it's a deck that he's had some success with in the past.
Yeah.
He made it to, we were talking about it, the stream on the Pokemon Regional.
Yes,
And
San
he ended
Antonio
up-
Regional
yeah, he-
2023.
Yeah, ended up making day 2 at that event. So super cool to see him back on this deck. And got Matt on Goldango here.
Jacob, you are absolutely correct. And speaking of which, we do have Matt on that Goldango, and we see a different build from Matt, which we see the Bibarel.
Yeah, the Bibarel engine is definitely an interesting one to have just because it just increases the amount of draw power you have so much more.
And so we see Matt decline to take a knockout on that Radiant Charizard. And how do you feel about that decision, Brian?
I think it's a good idea. I kind of agree with this just because there's a lot of difficulty for Eli to get that Radiant Charizard out of the active. It would pretty much require him to play like something like a Turo or something like that in order to get it out. And it gives Matt another turn to set up his board. And pretty much tell Eli, like, you need to sacrifice this like precious resource just for you to play the game.
Right. By the way, cameras seem like great quality. Nice job, Nerd Rage. That's an
I know,
upgrade
right?
there.
I guess the the fun's been going up a little bit.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And Taylor, thank you. We are happy to have you here. But so I agree with that decision. It doesn't make sense to take the single prize knockout anyway because, well, all right, I actually rescind that statement. I think taking that single prize knockout would have actually been a very good idea here.
Okay, and I would like to hear your rationale, Dan.
I appreciate you
Yeah.
asking. So, the one of the big things to keep in mind now is with Charizard EX and Dust Noir, is Eli's going to give up a prize by popping that Dust Noir. So
Oh,
even though you may
definitely.
think you only want to go 2-2-2 with attacks, Eli's going to give you a prize if he wants to take a knockout on a 2-prizer this turn. So if Matt had knocked out that Radiant Charizard, Eli giving up a prize now means Matt only needs to attack twice.
Definitely.
However, Eli will give up that prize, and Matt will still need to attack 3 times from this point forward. So it's one of the weird things with Dust Noir is how it can set up your opponent.
Yeah, definitely. It definitely is a big part here. I feel like part of that line though can definitely get interrupted if the Dust Noir doesn't even come online.
And so,
Yeah,
but that actually is also a benefit where if
yeah,
Matt takes this knockout, Eli has to decide whether or not he's going to allow Matt to win in 2 turns, or if he's going to say, all right, I can't use Dust Noir this game. Or
definitely.
if I do, I have to use 2 Dust Noir to like fix the prize exchange.
Yeah, definitely. So seeing Eli's board state here, what do you think he's trying to do here?
So for me, he's getting a Charizard EX. I'm not. I think he's trying to do it in combination with a Turo, but he may just be trying to set up his board, set up a couple Charizard EX, and say eventually, Matt, you're gonna have to knock out that Radiant Charizard.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely can see that line here.
So then, if Eli does decide to just set up a Pidgeot and then a Charizard, is he trying to attack? Is he just passing it over to Matt?
He might be just because it's just so difficult. I think he's trying to say just like I'm gonna need you to to knock out this Charizard
Right.
so I can start attacking.
Well, and that's the tricky thing too
Yeah.
is if Matt did take a knockout, that Goldengo was still out of knockout range by a Charizard EX unless Eli pops that Dusto, like Dust Noir or Duskull.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so Eli making that call. I guess Brian, tell me on this. What do you think Eli should do though?
I like the idea of just setting up the Zard, getting the energies on the board, and then just passing it on. I think that's probably the way to go.
So there is
Yeah.
another option. It would be a little aggressive.
Are you thinking we put all the energy on Radiant Charizard and take the first two prizes?
Correct.
Yes.
So what we could do is rather than have to maybe Eli's going with
Oh,
this.
maybe he is. Yeah.
So if Eli pops Dustle or Dust Noir, he only needs to put 4 energy on the Radiant Charizard.
You know what? I see the line now. Just because when you pop the Dusk Noir or the Dusk Clops, you need one less energy.
And B, that's exactly it. You
Oh,
don't
yeah.
actually need to use both Charizard EX, which is good because then Eli could set up another attacker. But by popping it, you could use one EX, take a one-shot on the Goldengo, take a single prize knockout too as a follow-up if you want, or just set up the next Goldengo. And Eli could have been in a really good spot there.
Yeah, definitely. I kind of like that idea now that you really explain it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that,
Yeah,
Brian.
definitely. I do like that line a lot.
Eli
Yeah.
clearly did not because he
Yes.
declined to take it, but it could have been a good move.
Yeah, definitely.
But now we go back over to Matt's side of the board, getting that energy set up. What do you think is going to change his decision on what actions he takes this turn?
That's a good question. So I don't really. There's not too much of his board state that's really set up. I mean, he's got the two EXs, which is nice. It's just tough just to see. Like, I guess it goes based on what he attacks. If he's
Yes.
able to get the Gust and get a 2-prizer on that Rotom, I mean, it's pretty clear we'll go 2-2-2. But when you knock out the Radzard, then you have to ask some more questions on like how are you going to get that final prize, or how are you going to get back on that prize trade line.
B, I don't think Thornton would have been silly, but it would have been hard to do. And he did use Arvin to try to continue to set up his board.
Yeah, so the Thornton play wasn't really super realistic. So I think the way that Eli approached it was fine, just because they're both on like a more neutral playing field right now. There's not really much that's going on.
Yes. All right. And so we do see more and more of those coin bonus. And Brian, tell me about this Goldengo deck then. Like, how is it going to set up this engine and get going?
Yeah, so the nice thing about Goldengo is that it has a really high damage output with the Make It Rain attack. That's what it's called, right?
Yes.
Make It Rain. That does 50 damage for every single energy that you discard from your hand. And it's also very draw sufficient as well, as if Goldengo EX is in the active, the coin bonus ability lets you draw two, and if it's on the bench, you can draw one. So if you have multiple Goldengos on the field, you can pretty much be realistically drawing like, two, three, four, maybe up to six cards, depending on how you switch into the other Goldengos that you have. So there's a lot of leeway, a lot of flexibility with this deck. We see that Matt plays the Bibarel line, but technically you wouldn't really even need it just because of how well that Goldengo is able to draw cards.
And that's one thing I found just playing a few games is the coin bonus is really, really good, but it's not always enough to fill your hand after a bunch of Ionos.
Yeah, definitely.
But barrel for 5, then coin bonus for 3 or 4 more, that'll definitely get you there. But then the trade-off is you don't have access to something like Togekiss
Yeah,
or something like that.
definitely. And that's why I like stuff like the Pheasantipity in this deck, just because the extra draw three that you get is just really good. And it can definitely change the outcome of your turn. As we see here next, Matt's playing the Nest Ball here and going for the Palkia. So I guess what Matt's going for here now is he wants to set up a turn where he can eventually use the Radiant Greninja to take out two of the babies on the bench, maybe like the Charmanders, the Duskull, Pidgey, anything along those lines. And the Palkia also serves as a pretty serviceable attacker as well. With the full benches, can hit up to pretty much up to 260.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, but now with the Area Zero, which none of them are playing, at least I don't think, they're able to get way higher damage output as well.
Agreed. And honestly, I think Matt's about a turn behind on benching this Palkia V.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it's going to add nearly as much value now that it could have if he had put it down a turn earlier and applied some pressure with that Radiant Greninja. Because now Eli's going to have a chance to evolve up his board where that Radiant Greninja is not a major threat. Unless Matt can gust that Radiant Charizard into the active.
Yeah.
And take 2 prizes with that.
Definitely. And I feel like placing down the Palkia was kind of a mistake because now this is just an easy two-prizer that Eli's able to take. Because at this point of the game, Eli's not able to knock out a Goldengo EX with the Charizard's like increased damage, but he is able to take out the Palkia V that's on the bench.
He is. So we do know Eli has a, good God, my brain, Defiant Band in
Yes,
hand,
he
which will
does.
allow him to hit that damage on the Goldengo EX. But you're also right. At this point, then, he could just gust and take 2 prizes and either save that for a follow-up attack or something similar.
Yeah, definitely. So I do think he does have Defiance Band in hand. Let's take a look to see what he's got. Yeah, I think I
Yes.
see it in there.
So we are going to be, we also have Counter Catcher.
Yeah, Counter Catcher as well. So, I mean, that's just a free two-prizer right there.
Yes, and I mean, it looks like the active is going to go down, but even having that available if Matt responds with a knockout, or if Eli can shove a Dusknoir up front or something similar, but right now, with Matt not playing a ton of disruption, Eli's in a pretty good spot, even with a small hand.
Yeah, definitely. And seeing the Dusclops potentially come down too is also really interesting to see as well. But something that I'm wondering as well is that if the Pidgeot's eventually going to come into play as well.
So, and I'm kind of wondering about that. We see the Candy in hand, we see the Arvin, and that may have just been the debate of, do I need to try to find a different supporter? Oh, but we see the reset
Ooh,
stamp.
the stamp.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What do you think about that,
I
Brian?
kind of like it. So at this point of the game, there's no Bibarel set up. So if Eli's able to put the Defiance Band, knock out the active Goldengo, and then play Stamp right after, this could be really effective as well. Just because now Eli's down another draw, like a draw support Pokemon, and he's able to also disrupt. There's no Bibarel, so there's gonna be really hard for Matt to draw more cards.
Interesting. So Eli debating attaching that band.
I feel like you do play it no matter what, right? Just because once the next two-prizer goes down, you're pretty much knocking out everything, right? That's a good question. And let me update this here just to see. That's really interesting to see now. So we don't see the Defiance Band going on right now. But Eli's still kind of debating on what he wants to do here.
Yes. And it looks like, I think playing that stamp obviously is going to happen. The question really is just, does he take a knockout? And I think he may have been thinking, okay, do I set up for like to not take a knockout and follow up with like a KO later? But I mean, by leaving that Goldango there, you're giving Matt additional cards.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
even if Matt gets a Pheasantipity, it would only be plus 1 or 2 cards on top of the draw he'd already have available, and he keeps the energy attachment down.
Oh, and now I understand too why he was kind of debating on it too, because the Defiance Band is currently not online because there's a jamming tower in play. Yeah, I
Oh,
didn't even
that's
notice
a fair
that.
point.
I did
Yes.
not even notice that.
I didn't notice that
Yeah.
either. Clearly not connecting.
Yep. Let's see what they draw here. I don't see a counter stadium here. Oh, but I feel like that's part of the reason why the Dusclops comes down too, because
That
if there's
can
no,
fix the
yeah,
math.
that will fix the math. Yep. And there's the Pheasantipity. The Flip the Script will probably come into play here as well. Now this line makes more sense. Eli is a very good player too, so now this is
Yes.
all making sense to
Yeah,
why.
and all these decisions are very reasonable.
Yes.
I think Eli was just debating if he could get the Dust Noir to take a knockout with it, not
Definitely.
just play some damage counters.
Definitely. Okay, so the Dusclops is looking to put some damage on the Goldango on the bench. And then Matt goes down to 3. And
I
this is
mean,
interesting too, because if Matt forces his way to get another single prize knockout, there could be a Briar play that kind of happens soon.
I agree. So actually, one thing to note there, I don't actually love the placement of the damage counters on the Goldango. I would much rather have that gone on the Palkia.
Yes.
Because Palkia is a threat to take a 2-prize knockout, and it's out of range of Radiant Charizard until you place that damage counter down. So
Definitely.
Eli's still in a very good position, and this is exactly what I meant before about Matt taking the knockout on the Radiant Charizard. If he had done so and Eli used that Duskull, Matt could win the game this turn.
Yeah, he definitely could. He could gust off Pheasantipity and take a pretty easy knockout. Definitely. And now we're in the situation where it's like Matt needs that energy to draw cards, but he also needs the energy to attack.
Yes.
So there's a lot of intricacies here that kind of need to be fixed now that that unfair stamp went down that last turn. And now we're seeing Matt kind of contemplate what he wants to grab with that Ultra Ball. I feel like...
It's got to be Barrel.
Yeah.
Because Pheasantipity will allow him 3 cards, but getting Barrel, he can fail multiple of those cards and attach.
Yeah.
Barrel's got to be the move
Yeah, it's
here.
got to be Barrel. Yeah. Because like you can attach the metal for turn, you can play the heavy ball, you can I think there was a nest ball there as well. You can play that as well. You can draw up to 5 and then hopefully you can get some more cards there. Yep, perfect.
We'll see the attach. We should definitely play the heavy ball here
Yeah,
to see
definitely.
additional cards. Debating it though.
Yep, let's see what are in those prizes here. So the V-Star is prized.
Oh, so good choice, Eli.
Yeah.
That works out well.
Yeah.
All right, so we see the failure, and then we're going to see the barrel. And I mean, honestly, if Matt just hits the knockout here, I think he's in such a dominating position anyway.
Yeah,
Because
definitely.
Eli's not been able to apply enough pressure to keep up.
Yeah, and the Fez comes down too, which is an extra
man.
3.
And we have 2 superior in hand, so if there's enough energy in the discard, like we just got the knockout.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's Earthen Vessel there, there's SER, so there's a lot of ways that Matt's able to draw some extra cards here.
Yes. And so we're going to keep the camera on. We're going to take a quick break from audio here just for 1 second.
Okay. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
So are you okay?
Yeah.
Here, I can send someone your way.
Yeah, send someone in. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Thank you. All right, so going back to the game here, Matt's got an interesting decision to make. I'm wondering now what kind of knockout he's going to go with here. If he's able to secure the 2-prizer, that's like a really big one. But right now he's kind of contemplating where he's able to take this damage. He's looking through the discard, so I think there's like 5 or 6 energy currently in the discard pile. And looking to take this knockout soon. Oh, Ryan! Dog!
Howdy, everyone.
Ryan, how's it going?
Dude, it's going good.
Good.
Apparently Dan's dog is sick. I
Yeah,
heard.
so Dan has to step
So
out
that
for the
is
night.
sad.
Yeah, so but I'm glad to have you on here though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We may get like a variable type of situation
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
So, but my game is finished. I want to step in for the end of the round.
Yeah.
We're looking at the Zard game. Is that what
Yeah,
you're saying?
yeah.
Okay,
So
okay.
yeah, so interesting here. We got Matt here, three prizes left. Eli's got 4 left. So he's definitely on that even prize trade still, and Matt's trying to see if he can secure a 2 prize knockout on this Charizard EX.
Which would put him in a very good spot.
Yeah, so
because
I
then
know.
Radzard doesn't even really offset 'cause he only has 1 prize to take.
Yep. Yeah, it's definitely interesting though because it requires some pretty steady sequencing in order to get all the energy that you need to knock this thing out. How much do you need? Like 8 energy?
Should be 7.
7?
But still, plenty of sequencing for sure. I mean, the Goldango deck is just full of draw, and then
Yeah.
at some point in your turn, you're gonna cheat whatever you want out of your deck, whether it's Irida or
Yeah.
Cypher Maniac.
Definitely.
So you got to figure out where to optimize those draws and in what order. And we even see the barrel line in here for even more of that.
Yeah,
so,
definitely. We were kind of talking about that earlier because we had Martin on here as well. He was playing Goldango, but he was playing the Togekiss line.
Right.
So there's definitely some differences with how this deck can be played, which is cool because there's a lot of flexibility with how you play the game here.
Yeah, I mean, I've been seeing talks about like the Goldango list being, 54 cards or whatever, and you
Yeah.
can kind of just like toss in some stuff.
Oh,
People are
yeah.
trying out a bunch of different stuff in this deck, so
Yeah.
it's cool to see.
Very cool.
Yeah, we see the Palkia version here, and
Yeah,
we see the
we
7.
see the 7 energy here.
That is going to be good for 2 prizes. I think we're
Ooh.
just confirming numbers.
trying to make
Eli's
sure.
checking resources.
Yeah.
Because this does put him in a bad spot. He's
Yep.
trying to figure out any out he has.
Yeah.
There it is. Make it rain.
Make it rain. And it's an interesting way to go. You probably have to go the Charmeleon here, right? Because you have 1 prize left.
Yeah, the red Zard just isn't good enough.
Yeah.
So you want to set up a Zard, make it as hard as possible for them. Has Matt used his V-Star yet or no?
No.
Yeah,
No V-Star
so
yet.
If we put up Radzard, we would just be a Palkia V-Star subspace swell
Yeah.
away. So we got to make it as hard as possible. Super Rod immediately is good to do that.
Yep. Just because you just need to plop down that Charizard EX, and then those energy are coming right back.
Yep. Doesn't put his
Oh,
RDX, has it in
perfect.
hand,
Perfect.
very good.
Never punished.
But man, Matt just has so much draw.
Yeah, there is a lot of
Um,
draw. I mean,
we see this
yeah.
barrel coming in clutch.
Yeah, earlier in the game, Eli tried to play the unfair stamp to get Matt to like a low hand size, but he
Right.
ended up drawing into like Ultra Ball to get Barrel. Barrel ended up getting him
Oh my
Fez, so
gosh.
he just had like everything that he needed.
Yeah, I mean, if we get Iono to 1, then we draw a card, we have 2 cards. Let's say they're both unplayable. Worst case scenario, we go Bib for 3, Fez
Yeah.
for 3, Goldango for 2. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot. Thanks, Rob, for mentioning that the V Star is actually prized, but I think he probably got it off of the.
He
prizes.
got it. I saw it in his
Yeah.
hand.
Yeah, he probably got
So-
it off, but yeah, V Star was prized earlier in the game, so it wasn't something that we could have used.
Right.
Yeah.
I have to imagine it's an Iono coming down from Eli and
Yeah.
just hope. How many SERs has Matt gone through?
I think he's gone through 2 so far because I know he needed to play 2 of them in order to get that knockout.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know he's playing the normal energy retrieval as well.
Yeah. I think that was used already as
Okay,
well.
okay.
Yeah. There's the Iono.
I saw an energy in his hand too, at least, which is good.
Yeah.
So they're not all in the discard pile. I don't know how many energy he plays. Usually the Palkia versions play like slightly more than just the pure Energy Search Pro with
Yeah.
rainbow stuff, but
Do you have a preference, do you think, on which build is probably better?
I honestly don't. I haven't played a ton of Goldango, and the Goldango I have hasn't felt very good. So
Yeah.
I'm not the expert on the
Yeah.
subject here, but it's clearly working for Matt in this game.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like purely from what I've looked at, I feel like I like the eSearch Pro with the Togekiss line better.
Yeah.
But I feel like both
Yeah.
sides kind of have their ups and downs, pros and cons kind of thing.
Prime Catcher is just like it makes the deck feel so much more fluid, and you
Yeah.
can do more. It feels like.
Yeah, definitely.
But
You
the
can be
Energy
more-
Search
yeah.
Pro, you just grab 7 energy every day. It's like okay.
Yeah, definitely. So we see this Goldango get knocked out here. Eli goes down to 2. And now let's just see if Matt is able to thin out his deck a
Yeah.
little bit more.
That 1 card in his hand is a superior energy retrieval.
Yeah,
So we
so-
have 9 more cards to draw to find another one.
Definitely.
Or just more energy. We'll see what we got. Even boss works Forgot that that's an
Yeah.
option.
That's definitely an option.
I see Irida,
Irida.
so that should be good. Oh, but if we have like Prime Catcher, oh, there we go, there we go,
okay,
there we go.
okay.
Yeah, that does it.
Oh yeah, because you can just
You just
you know,
prime
V
up the
star.
Radzard
Yeah,
and V Star.
definitely.
Yep.
Yep. And let's
Solid.
looking to be game here.
Yeah.
And that
Going for the
looks-
Pidgey.
Yep, going for the Pidgey. Yep. And that does it for our first round of games here. And Ryan, how did your game go?
My game was pretty good. I played
Yeah.
against a Miraidon playing Pikachu EX, but
Okay.
had the grass and metal for the Magneton to try to attack with it. We got there.
Yeah.
He put down. I'm playing Palkia Terapagos, and
Yeah.
he put down 2 Magnemite, and I killed both of them. And
Definitely.
then he just wasn't really able to. He wasn't. I didn't see an electric generator the whole game.
Oh wow.
So I don't know what happened there. If he
Yeah.
doesn't play them or something, but
Yeah.
he was just kind of slow. He was just attacking with Raikou,
Yeah.
Um,
Interesting.
which was enough to like keep a pressure, but it wasn't like really doing anything.
Yeah.
It wasn't amp. It wasn't so. So it was good. We got there.
Yeah, definitely. Very cool. So we've been trying to track down how the teammates are kind of doing
Yeah.
throughout the day. I mean, Kev got his first win. You got your first win.
Yep.
So I know we were kind of talking about, you know, Toronto, and I don't think you're going. But if you were to go, would you be playing Palkia?
I like
And-
it. I think it's really fun. I'd probably be playing it just because like I enjoy the deck so much. And
Yeah.
you can do a lot of different things.
Definitely.
The Noctowl just like I mean, the turn 2 with Noctowl decks
Yeah.
just feels like you're cheating.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can do anything.
Yeah, definitely. The Noctowl is very cool.
So it's a lot of fun. I don't think I'm going for my invite this year, so I'd probably just ship it.
Yeah.
I'm like on the fence if I'm going to Toronto still.
Yeah.
I'm registered, but
Yeah.
I just have a couple things I need to figure out
Yeah.
with getting there and stuff. So
Definitely.
we'll see. I might go. I might not.
Yeah.
But Palkia is definitely on the list.
Yeah,
Super fun.
definitely. I know. I think I'm locked in to play Reggie Drago this during Toronto, so we'll
Nice.
kind of see how that's going.
Yeah.
So this will be my first major of the year.
Sweet.
So
There we go.
yeah, so super excited to
Off
sort
of
of see.
school.
Yep,
Here we go.
yep. We're ready to play. So
All right.
yeah.
Well, I'm gonna step out. I think I'm
Yeah.
gonna go see what's happening out
yeah,
there.
see what's happening. See if I'm gonna get another caster.
right.
And then we'll start sort of discussing and seeing what's going on in the community for Pokemon lately. So in the community lately, I think an interesting to talk about is actually. Are you joining me? Oh, who's joining me? What?
Yeah, hop on the mic.
Yeah, hop on the mic, Mo. Start talking. Let's see.
All right. I'm dropping a diss track because my opponent was playing the Sylveon EX that you like. I don't even know what it's called.
It's got the attack that like takes something off the bench, right?
Bro, it takes 2 things. And
Yeah.
I benched 1 Reggie Drago with an energy, and I benched 1 Teal Mask Ogremon with an energy. And then he goes, I'm just going to put him back in your deck, and I have to read the card, and I go, okay. And then I bench him again, eventually. But like I have to like feed him a Squawk ability, so he attacks with the first attack, does 160, knocks out my Squawk ability, so I can fez for 3 cards, and then I'm like, crying in a corner, and then I bench him again. I just so managed to bench like 1 Reggie Drago, 1 Ogremon, and then use the Cleffa attack to draw some cards, and then he does it again, pushes him back in my deck, and I'm like, well, I kind of had to see what he does, and then I managed to bench him again for the 3rd time to bench 1 Reggie Drago V, or well, I think it was 2 of them, but
Yeah.
then 1 Ogremon with the energy, and then he couldn't shuffle him back because he can't use the attack twice, and then I managed to win the game because Guillotine his attack is crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. I know. I remember playing against Sylveon EX on the ladder. I was playing Lugia, and he just shuffled my Archeops back in the deck, and that was the most
Just gotta miss
tragic
energy your
thing.
dudes.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I mean, I talked to Bryce who works here. Shout
Yeah.
out to Bryce because he's the goat,
yeah, he is.
and he said that, I saw Altar. Blood Moon Ursaluna EX, the little honey,
yeah,
the Winnie
yeah,
the Pooh
yeah.
art, and I was like, okay, so basically, if I win locals, I get 20 credit, and then I get an Altar Ursaluna.
Yeah.
I never see the 40 credit. I never see it.
Yeah, I've seen it once.
Yeah,
I've
I'm
seen
like,
it once. Yeah,
let's just try to get the 60 credit, turn it into 20 credit, and an Ursaluna because like that art's so sick, but I can't like
Yeah.
splurge on it. I don't want to use real money on it,
yeah,
so I'm trying to use like credit,
yeah. Your funny money.
my funny money.
Yeah, for sure. So again, I'm appreciative that you're actually playing. He's playing my deck today, so
Yeah.
we'll sort of see how the list feels and if I make any changes. I still think I'm locked in on that archetype going into Toronto, so we'll kind of see how it's going on.
Deck is cracked.
Yeah.
I would probably consider it into Toronto. It's just like the BDIF. I mean, trying to think what else. I mean, I like Guardy a lot. I think Gardevoir is a super fun deck. So
Yeah,
I would play
definitely.
Gardevoir into like anything because you just gotta believe in it. And it's just a super fun deck. Like drawing cards has never been more fun. I mean, when the new Zork EX comes out, like so many people are gonna play that just to draw more cards.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
so
And were you playing during the original
yeah,
GX?
I started a little before that.
One is going to be the one furthest, and the one closest to us is two. What were you saying?
Oh, so I started a little before it. So I was playing like Zoro Desi Tails. This was like with the Alolan Ninetales that's water type,
Yeah.
not the Alolan Ninetales that's fairy type. Don't get them mixed up.
Yep.
People do. I put with the OG. So yeah, I love Alolan Ninetales. I love the Decidueye. They're cracked. So
Definitely.
Zork is just such a good engine. So it's gonna be an even better engine when it comes out.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm looking forward to that because I wasn't playing around that time. So definitely looking forward to that. And all
Yeah.
right, Eli is joining us for this next round here, and it looks like we've got our matches
deuces.
here kind of set up here, and it looks like we have other Eli here, and then we have Alex as well. Eli, do you know what both players are playing?
I know Eli is playing Goldango. I do
Okay.
not know what Alex is playing.
Okay, we will check in just a second here.
I can go. They shuffled up already. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna.
Or if you could just whisper to him real quick,
Sure.
and then find out too what the other table's playing. I think
Yeah,
I know what
gotcha.
Ryan's playing already.
Okay.
So just need to update that here.
Yeah, I'll be
And
right
we will
back.
be transitioning in here. Awesome. Look at that. I know we've got some little short staffing here today at NRG, and we're going to be trying to work around it. But either way, we got some great games here. We got a good turnout of players. We got a lot of players coming in today to play, which is always really great to see. Let's see here. Were you able to get that, Eli?
So Alex is playing Goldango.
Alex is, oh, so we got a Goldango mirror match here.
And then Maridon.
Okay. You just gotta slam it.
Close the store.
All right. And then in our match B, do you know his name?
No. I can go ask.
Okay. And then he's playing Maridon? Okay. Okay. No, I don't have the pairings. This is last rounds. Oh, okay. Okay. All right, almost ready to start this next round here. And then you can let them know they can get started.
They can start.
Yeah.
You guys can start by the way when you're ready.
You said Elias?
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. So we've got everyone here ready to go. And they are
Okay.
getting started here. So we have the Goldango mirror match going on.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, we'll see which version each of them are playing.
Yeah, you were just playing against Goldango last round. So, what did you think of that version of it? And what do you think of Goldango in general?
It's interesting, right? So that version is nice, definitely, because you have the option to do the Red Ninja play.
Yeah.
So Alex prized, he prized his
The V-Star.
the V
Yeah.
Star. So he couldn't get that off. But I was like kind of hoping he would, because I could just throw it into my active.
Yeah.
So I started the Radzard.
Yeah.
Just never fun.
Yeah, definitely.
Um,
I know we were talking about the potential of you popping Dusclops and attach and put 3 energy on Radzar to take a 2-prizer.
oh, you were watching my game?
Yeah,
Okay.
because Kev's game ended as a donk.
Oh, I didn't even know
Yeah.
that. Okay. No, I realized after there was a play that I could have done to pretty much just win the game, but
Yeah.
I completely missed it.
Yeah.
In KOing Palkia
Yeah.
into the next turn going Dustorp or Briar Dusknoir Pop
Oh,
kill
okay.
Goldango.
Okay.
I completely missed that.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, we're getting into this game. We see Alex gets to go first, which could be big if they're playing the Greninja build, but it
Yeah.
doesn't look like it. Looks like they have the many different energy.
Yeah,
in
the E-Search
Togekiss.
Pro. I
Yeah.
kind of like that one more, I feel like.
You have such a higher damage cap. Like
Yeah.
it's so much easier to get that first knockout
Yeah.
than the other version. I
Yeah,
feel.
definitely.
And then you also get the ability to play the Togekiss line since you're not playing the Palkia.
Definitely.
Which that can also, if you like 50-50 on flips, which is average, that definitely helps in a lot of matchups as well.
Yeah, definitely. And then Raph, I see that a League TCG. Are you talking League of Legends? Like what is this that you're talking about here? I'll need you to elaborate. This is kind of interesting hearing about this. And going back to the game here, we see Alex's board here. We got 2 Gimme Ghouls, we got a Rad Ninja, and then we've got the Togepi. So interesting start here so far. I definitely feel like in this version, I guess this matchup, I feel like I would like the Palkia water version more, just because I feel like you would be able to trade.
I agree,
Yeah.
especially going first.
Yeah.
Just because now Alex can't really take a 2-prize knockout on their
Yeah.
next turn, right? Unless
Mhm.
they flip a Togekiss.
Yeah, I feel like this matchup ultimately goes down to whoever hits the
Yeah.
the Togekiss heads.
Yeah, like if Alex next turn like KOs a 1-prizer and then gets the Togekiss heads, that would be pretty. Like I feel like Alex would be in a good spot. But if like Alex only could take 1 prize next turn, doesn't feel great for me. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's literally just you want to go 2-2-2, because I don't think either decks have a way to take a multi-prize turn when the other doesn't have a 2-prizer down.
Yeah, definitely. I would
Um,
agree.
Except for the Togekiss.
Yeah.
But like Eli here, I don't like you could bench the Togepi, but you probably don't really need the Togekiss if you like don't have all the resources for it
Yeah,
to
definitely.
easily set it up.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that too, just because at his point of the game, he would have like Alex would have a 2-prizer outright, and then
Yeah.
you can kind of go 2-2-2 based off of like whatever your attacker is presented in front of you.
Exactly.
Yeah, I kind of like that.
But what you like, you could go 3-3 if you just are balling like that and
Yeah.
hit double heads.
If you're
but,
that,
like-
if you're him.
Yeah, if you're just him, like sure. But also, how many Ionos do these decks play usually?
I don't even know.
I think it's like 2.
I didn't even know this
I could
deck
be
played Iono, to be honest.
It
I
might
thought
just be the other version.
yeah, I feel like it just played Irida, and you just like
Sure.
you just draw a million cards.
It might be 1.
Yeah,
But I could be wrong.
yeah.
I
feel like-
haven't
yeah.
been paying attention to Goldango.
Yeah,
counts that much.
Goldango. Yeah, Goldango meta hasn't really been my cup of tea, but
Yeah,
it's definitely something I feel like we'll have to pay attention to moving
for
forward,
sure.
just because of how well it's been placing lately. It's definitely something you have to respect now,
Yeah.
and a lot of the hardcore Goldango players already are like ahead of everybody else.
No, for sure. There are a lot of Goldangos here, I think,
Yeah.
tonight, which is kind of absurd.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of when Paradox Rift first came out. Like half
Sure.
of the people that came here were playing Goldango with proxies. I remember that
Yeah.
day because I was trying to play Miraidon that day, and like everybody was playing Goldango. It
Oh,
was
yeah.
so funny.
Okay, so we see
Yeah.
Eli here. He's just ultra balling, taking
Yeah.
a look through his deck.
Do you see this? We got a Roxanne in the list.
I see.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Roxanne in the list is kind of interesting. Ooh, and
Oh.
then we see a Palkia come down as well.
So is Eli might be playing the version where you can ninja. So
Yeah. And I
that
wonder-
gives
and he's
a-
playing the E-Search Pro too, right? Because I see different types of energy.
yeah. Maybe it's just like 2 waters. Hope you don't prize one, or like
Yeah.
3, and then and then 3 metal, and then 1 of every other.
Yeah. Ooh, I kind of like that actually. There's definitely a lot of flexibility in the deck, but I feel like one of the biggest downfalls of this deck is that it just bricks sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once you get the Goldangos out, you're drawing a million cards. But
Yeah.
it's getting to that point that can be a little difficult.
Yeah, definitely. And we see the double Poffin come down here off of the Pokestop, which is kind of crazy to see.
Yeah. I
Ooh.
wonder.
Do you play Manaphy here?
No, because Alex has no way of getting into the ninja.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Right.
there's no
Ooh, I
yeah, there's
don't.
no Palkia. Interesting putting down the Manaphy.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel
Yeah,
about
now that
that
you
one.
mention it, that there's no Palkia, I kind of understand now why you wouldn't play it.
Yeah, like it's fine. It's not gonna hurt you really. But I'd rather that just be another gimme ghoul in the future that you
Yeah.
can like grab with the knights because you discarded it, so you can grab it back.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Oh,
So
we're retreating into
yeah,
it.
retreating
Okay.
into it. Okay, I
Sure.
don't totally hate this then.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, I wonder if Alex will be able to get to like the boss KO on this Palkia.
Yeah.
Because that's one of the things that I didn't really like about Eli benching the Palkia.
Yeah.
Is that now if Alex just draws like pretty high, oh, we're bossing the.
The Togepi.
I don't. We already have the. Alex has the metal on the. Gimme Ghoul already, so I don't know. I guess it's just forcing Alex to have an extra energy, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Um, I don't. I would have liked to just save the boss for a later point, maybe.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and also with the going back to what you mentioned about placing the Palkia down, I definitely agree with not putting it down because one of the advantages with Goldengo is that you start your game off with only one prizers on
Yeah.
the field, right? So you're not really giving up those big two prize liabilities right away. But that kind of goes away with the fact that the Palkia is down.
Yeah.
But I mean, if it's not doesn't get knocked out, then it's not like the biggest deal in the world, but it can definitely become a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we see Alex just rip 2 energy in a gimme ghoul from the stop.
Yeah.
Which is not what you
Not
want
what
to
you
see.
want to see. Yeah. Yeah, and I mean Alex is gonna need some like a lot of resources here. He's gonna need like rare candy. He's gonna need the Togekiss, a way
Yeah.
to get out of the active. So there's a lot of things he's gonna need in order to attack here. So
We
I'm
see the
wondering to see
retreat.
here. Yeah.
What do we? Oh, does he have a gimme? We do
Ooh.
have a gimme and the
We have the
Togekiss.
Togekiss.
Ooh.
Oh, and then we do have a Goldengo EX in play, so we potentially can see a 2-prize play come here.
And we have the ciphers.
Oh, this is crazy. This play
Oh.
is nuts.
So if we flip heads on this Togekiss, I feel like we're pretty golden. If we
Yeah.
flip tails, it can get
There's
a
a
little
lot of
feels
potential
bad.
here too because
Yeah.
Alex I know has another Goldengo in hand and can evolve, so the Cipher can grab something like like an SER or like an energy to draw more cards, and
Well,
then
we see him
yeah.
eyeing up the Energy Search Pro. I didn't see the second card.
Yeah.
Though, but we're gonna be grabbing a whole bunch of energies.
yeah,
right
there's gonna be a
now.
lot of energy coming in. And the nice thing about Cipher too is that you're able to put the 2 cards in whatever order you want. So, I mean, the Goldengos are going to be able to draw both of those cards anyways with the coin bonus. But
Yeah.
it's just nice that if you only have access to draw 1 card, you're going to be able to put it in whatever order.
Exactly. Yeah. That.
So we see a Buddy Poffin come down. Let's see what this grabs here. Probably more Gimme Ghouls is what I'm
Yeah.
hoping to grab. Oh, the Manaphy.
Yeah.
Manaphy. Okay, I
Now
like this.
I really don't like the bench of Palkia from
Yeah.
Eli. Because if we don't find the V Star, now we just have an easy target
Yeah.
for 1 less energy.
As we see Eli super surprised to see the eSearch Pro come out here.
Yeah.
And this is such a crazy card too, because now all of a sudden 1 card turns into 4 more cards.
Yeah, that's pretty nuts.
Yeah.
We'll see if Alex is the lucky one today with this Togekiss.
Yeah,
flip.
hopefully the Togekiss is able to take some sort of knockout here.
Yeah.
And
So-
the great thing too is that concealed cards is still active too. So you can
Is it
still
really?
Yeah,
Oh,
you can still draw more cards with this too. So there's a lot of opportunities here.
the amount of cards that you can draw with this deck once you get set up is absurd.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like if you thought Gardevoir was crazy, like you just got to see this deck.
Yeah.
And definitely a fan favorite. So
Oh, for sure.
A lot of
Everybody
people.
loves the string cheese.
yeah,
Not me, but
yeah,
It
a
is
lot of
nice.
people do. Interesting to see now. So it looks like we're just gonna go discard 2 energy, take the knockout on this Manaphy, and flip for the
Yeah.
potential of an extra prize here.
if we flip here, that'd be. Well, I guess we really only need 1 heads flip throughout the game.
Oh, okay. So we're just taking 1 prize here.
But we like I said, we really just need 1 throughout the game
Yeah.
to reset the trade, especially since Eli didn't put a Togepi down.
Yeah.
now, Eli can't go like 3-3
Yeah.
and like just steal the game. So Alex just needs to get one heads off of the next 2 flips, to be able to close
Yeah.
this game out.
Definitely. So kind of interesting to see here. Eli's a little slim on cards here. I mean, he's got enough for the attachment. He's got 2 more cards here. Hopefully, this can grab him something good.
Oh, I don't know.
It's bundle and what was that? Rod?
I didn't see the second one.
Yeah.
I think Eli has metal bundle right now, and a
Oh,
dart.
a night stretcher.
or
A night stretcher. Okay.
Ugh.
Ooh. Oh, okay. Okay. So the night
Oh.
stretcher can get back the V star,
Or
which isn't
the Goldango.
or the Goldango, which isn't the biggest, like the worst thing in the world, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Still drawing one
Yeah,
feels
drawing
a little
one still
bad.
feels
See if we can get into.
Ooh, sniper.
snipe-
Oh, crazy. But there's no way to. Oh,
There's
no
no
other
way to grab anything.
Yeah.
Draw the
Oh,
cipher.
so tragic.
cards.
It was almost so good.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we can like bundle KO something maybe
Yeah.
if Alex pushes a. Oh no, because we only have 1 extra energy outside the metal, so I don't even know.
Yeah, I
what
don't
we
even
could
know
do
if
this
it's
turn.
worth playing the cipher here. Is it?
I mean, like it's fine because we just draw into them next
Yeah.
turn, or we get Ionoed into them if we get Ionoed. So the cipher here seems fine. You get
Yeah.
to guarantee you like your top deck for the next turn. And then also if you are able to draw into another cipher, you can just recipher again.
Yeah, definitely. So a lot of flexibility with this deck, which is kind of crazy because your attacker is your draw engine, which is so crazy to think about.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to play stuff like, I mean, Matt played the barrel, but it's not really a necessary thing to play, you know? There's a lot of flexibility you can have with your deck building.
And we're doing the 50.
We're just doing the 50 here.
Ugh. I think Alex is just gonna be in have so much control.
Yeah,
over the
he's definitely
game
going to be
from
in the
now.
driver's seat moving
Yeah.
forward here. Definitely. I 1000% agree.
Yeah. Yeah, having the ability or just having your attacker have an ability that says draw any amount of cards is pretty nuts, and not having to set up anything else besides your attackers helps the deck a lot for
Yeah.
sure.
Definitely. And it makes it so much easier for Alex to get these future knockouts just because, I mean, he's got the SER in hand and he's got pretty much every single energy that he has in the discard pile. So
Yeah.
he doesn't have to worry about drawing into anything. He could pretty much take a 2-prize knockout whenever, which is really crazy to see. So this could be one of those turns where Alex is able to take that 2-prize turn and then flip for the extra one. So as long as this Togekiss hits once, kind of like what we were talking about earlier, it would have fulfilled its, its use.
Yeah, that's really all you need is the 1 out of 3.
Yeah.
And you're all good. Now,
Definitely.
if you go 0 for 3, it feels bad.
Yeah.
Takes an extra turn.
Yeah.
But with how like slow Eli's setup is, it kind of feels like fine just to take a knockout and even miss the rest of your flips for the rest of the game. Just
Yeah.
because you should be taking knockout, so you're ahead by the full you're ahead by more than 2 prizes, which is what you just want to do every game.
Yeah, definitely. So, Alex is in a really good position here. I mean, he was able to. Did you catch what 2 cards he grabbed off of the cipher?
I didn't. We'll see if
Yeah,
he
Well,
he
I mean, he's
shows
gonna draw
or
into him
if
anyways.
they show them. Yeah.
He's gonna draw into him anyways. But he's got everything he needs, which is the crazy part.
Yeah.
So we'll see those 2 cards go up the top here. We
Yeah.
probably will see. Oh, the
Pokestop
Pokestop is
it.
gonna grab 2 of those definitely. So we got the Night Stretcher.
SCR.
Ooh, canceling Cologne. Interesting.
I don't know. It might just be a card to discard.
Yeah, definitely.
Um.
Yeah, now that the
For the
Manaphy's
SER.
not in play anymore, and it's not like it was really going to do much in the first place here, but yeah, it's definitely good discard fodder.
Yeah. I think Alex just needed something to discard because they had too many good cards in their
Yeah,
in their hand.
Definitely. So getting rid of the Nest Ball and the Togepi here, and going to be grabbing 4 energy, which is very nice to see here.
Yes.
And I think he's already got some other energy in hand already.
We have the Night Stretcher
Yep, there's
for
the 5 for the 250. Oh, and he's got a Grass energy in hand as well. So I'm pretty sure this is everything he needs to knock out.
I'm surprised we're not just uh not just saving this canceling clone for SER fodder
Yeah.
later.
Yep.
But
Oh,
it's,
okay, so that was double
yeah.
coin bonus for 2 cards, and we see the Make It Rain coming down here to take the 2 prize knockout. What is that? 6 energy for the knockout
Yep.
here to swing for 300 damage. Big knockout here coming out of Alex.
And we'll see the flip.
Yep.
See if
Let's
we're
see the flip.
doing even better.
Ooh. No extra prize here.
No extra.
Oh wait,
pro-
is there extra prize? I don't even see it. I guess
Oh,
there is
we
extra
are
prize.
okay.
All right, cool. Alex goes down to 2 prizes here, and Eli still hasn't taken his first prize yet.
Yeah, I don't know if there'll be a way for Eli to get back into this with
Yeah,
Alex
it's
having
hard.
all of their energy in the discard. Maybe if we can like Roxanne and hope Alex can only find like one way to get energy from the
Ooh, the
discard.
Fez is huge here. Flip the script. Draw 3. Ooh, so we got eSearch Pro. We have Irida and another Irida. So
Yeah, we need some form of hand disruption
Yeah.
here.
definitely. The Roxanne
but-
would definitely be huge here.
That would also mean we're getting rid of all of these energies from the hand,
Yeah.
which doesn't feel great.
It doesn't feel great right now, but I feel like long term it's a better idea just because you can use one for concealed to it's pretty much
Sure,
stuff that
for
you
sure.
it's stuff you can't draw into
Yeah,
right now,
yeah.
which is what we're kind of looking for here.
Yeah, we definitely need some type of hand disruption, or feel like Alex will just
Yeah.
have game
Definitely.
on their next turn.
Yep, so we got the attachment here. Looking to get the concealed.
Cone point.
Oh, the coin
Coin
bonus
bonus
first.
first.
Okay, Irida, Ultra Ball.
I think I would have liked to see the concealed first.
Yeah.
Just because we need to get rid of the energy, and if we draw Roxanne off the concealed, we can save the card bonus for afterwards.
Yeah, definitely. So we're going to be seeing 3 cards here.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
We'll
just tragic too because there isn't really much of a way for Eli to like use his like one of his win cons of raiding Greninja just because the mana fee's in play.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so tragic to see.
Yeah, we'll see what if Eli can draw into the Roxanne.
Let's see how he's able to do here. Oh, it looks like the door might not be opening. Oh, never mind.
Is it locked?
I don't even know.
It was close.
Yeah.
What's up, stream? What's up, chat?
Okay, so the Pokestop comes down, and Eli's able to get the Superior Energy Retrieval and the Nest Ball. I don't really know how useful the Nest Ball will be here,
Yeah,
but
We still don't see the disruption.
yeah, we still don't see Roxanne, which is so tragic to see.
In the deck somewhere.
Yeah, it's in the deck somewhere. I don't know if Eli really has much of an option here. He might have to
Yeah.
do something here quickly to at least take some prizes.
I mean, I think Eli will have enough energy to take the knockout on the active, especially with the 50. It's
Yeah.
just the Alex most likely will have the response to KO you right back.
Yeah,
right?
definitely. Oh, there's the energy, and looks like we might just see the 2 prize knockout here on the opposing Goldengo.
Yeah. This does not feel like a winning hand
Yeah.
from Eli.
Super tragic here. So he's contemplating here what he wants to do with that energy. I don't think there's much else he could do here, right? Oh, that's the bundle.
We're bundling.
Bundling.
Interesting.
Interesting play. I don't know how much I agree with that, just because you're gonna have to work a little bit harder for that knockout.
Yeah, I mean, if we like what bundle plus Roxanne, hope Alex doesn't have a way to get a metal energy back. That would
Yeah.
be like a play I could see, but even still, like
Yeah, it's not really there.
yeah,
This is so tragic right now for Eli.
yeah, we just
Yeah.
see Alex.
We see
big-
2 sides of Goldengo here. We see the one
Yeah.
that sets up the board fully, and then we see the other side that's not able to play the game at all.
Yeah,
Yep.
I really would have liked to have seen Eli off the cipher last turn put the Roxanne on top.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Probably not thinking, or maybe just thinking that Alex would hopefully flip double tails on the next two Togekiss. But
Yep, we see the knockout come out here. And part of the reason why I don't really agree with the bundle play is now that Goldengo has the energy to attack, it's pretty much you just get the win here, right?
yeah, one less energy needed. We have the ciphers.
Yeah.
Yeah. This unless Alex Prize double SER.
Oh, really?
No,
Oh,
I'm saying like
unless-
if that
unless- oh,
happened,
unless.
unless
Okay.
Alex did put an SER is putting an SER back to the top, and we'll just draw into it here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Perfect. Oh, double
Double
SDR. All right.
Didn't prize any of them.
Yep. Yeah, and I feel like these late game scenarios is like a really big test of how well you're able to sequence, right? Because you really need to be careful with which resources you're discarding here. And as we see, the Make It Rain is getting the final knockout here, and Alex is moving on to 2-0
Yep.
and taking the knockout here. And Eli, I'm hoping here now that we got Kev, you can kind of talk with him about his deck while I try to make a quick bathroom break here.
Sure.
You're not allowed to go to the bathroom. Yo, what's good, chat?
What's up?
What's up, Eli? How's it going?
I'm chilling. How did last round go?
I beat Adam. I used the Mo's 2-0 also. Dang, so I could play against Mo. Okay, well, I played against Adam. He started double Duskull, and then I opened up the nuts with the Petulant,
Yeah.
the trolley,
So you just
everything.
had it.
I just had everything. It was great.
Yeah.
Like when you can open that, it's pretty good. But like if you can't get set up, like the problem I'm having is this version plays only 3 booster capsules,
Okay.
and having to like if you prize one or then just having to use Squawk to like first turn and having to get rid of one of them, you're playing with basically one left. And then if your opponent, plays maybe a vacuum, like you're hoping you hit one off the prizes.
Yeah.
And you're just not drawing them sometimes. And
Like not being able to search it out turn one if
Yeah.
you like don't get
a
a
Ranger.
Rangaroo in the
Yeah.
active, right?
And then sometimes getting a Ranger in the active kind of sucks because you're just like putting like liabilities on the board. Like
Yeah.
that's like the main problem with the deck is just putting all these
Up.
2 prizes in play now.
A bunch of low HP 2-prizers that can be KO'd easily by like
Yeah.
most decks in the format, right?
Yeah. That don't literally do anything. So,
Yeah.
but other than that, we're doing pretty good. I did prize Electrode and Glasses against Adam,
Jeez.
but I was able to still get the dub. So
Yeah.
it was pretty exciting. He didn't know if he should take a knockout at the very end,
Mm,
and then because otherwise he'd just be like getting slowly knocked out by Petron.
sure.
So yeah, and then I was able to. He took the knockout, then I was able to attack with Arcelina for free.
Nice. Nice.
But yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Brian's leaving.
Brian is
Okay.
doing something.
Brian's going to do something. But yeah, sounds like you're having a pretty good night with
I guess
the
yeah,
deck.
it's good, but it like Martin bricked, and
I
so
heard. I didn't
yeah.
realize until I got in here. And
yeah, they're just like instantly like just that was it. But
Okay.
other than that, it's been good.
It's
The
good.
game I had against Adam was a fun game. It was like actually back and forth.
Okay, and Adam is playing
Zard,
Zard.
yeah.
Okay.
And I was able to do like the Terrapagos, attach the Mochi, take the
Okay.
knockout with on the Pidgeot.
Yeah.
So you can't fez. So yeah, Very
Nice.
pretty
Seems
cool.
like having a fun time with the deck.
Yeah,
Hopefully, you go 4-0. I can't anymore. I lost round 1.
it's okay, but that's how it was for me. I was just like losing round 1, just getting donked,
Yeah,
and so I'm like, I'm gonna play a deck that just donks someone in the first turn.
for sure. Yeah.
I wonder what's going on with
Yeah.
everybody else.
Yeah, I have no clue.
I don't know, but I like the deck.
Yeah,
I don't know. I
the
don't know.
deck's fun.
I don't
fun
know
time.
I don't know if it's the move though for Toronto. Like it feels like everyone's found it out now, and it's like
Yeah, but I feel like there isn't many ways to like super hard counter it, right? Like,
yeah, I guess like I think Zard does have like a pretty good time into
Sure.
it.
just because of how high HP, right?
Yeah, like you have to kind of like be able to trade with the Electrode at the very end, or even like as your second attack.
Mhm.
But then like they can just go like disrupt Radzard and then like gust up something, which kind of sucks.
Yeah,
Are they starting the next round? Okay.
Okay. Well,
Hi,
I'm gonna give
Ryan.
my headset back to Brian so he can talk a little more with Kev.
Yeah, that door does not want to close. Now we're trapped.
All
We're
right.
trapped.
All right. I like to use the second round here in between second and third round to pick a controversial topic to go over. Last time we talked about the new day 2 structure. You know what I want to talk about this week, Kev?
What?
Have you seen the IC prices?
I actually have not.
Dude, everyone has been talking about it. $90 IC.
$90. I remember the first IC I signed up for was $50.
Yeah.
And that was like not even. That was 2 years ago.
That was not, yeah, it was barely 2 years ago. So
Yeah.
tournament prices going up. and
Inflation.
Inflation has hit the McChicken. Inflation has hit Pokemon tournaments. And it's crazy because the prices of these tournaments are going up, but it feels like the tournament quality is going down.
Yeah. They're kind of just sticking to one uh
Event organizer.
event organizer, and I feel like as the events have gone on, they've been like improving on little things here and there, but it's not the same as as it could be or was. I think there's lots of room for improvement. Are you guys locked in here?
Oh, whoa, we might be trapped here.
No. All right. Well,
Mo is out
hopefully,
there. Okay.
hopefully they come save us. But yeah,
Yeah.
like I don't know, man. I like if I have to pay $90. I mean, I'm getting a whole experience, but I want like more of an experience.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's cool to get the competitor kit. That's something I'm looking forward to. Never attended an IC yet. Definitely looking
Yeah.
forward to a competitor kit. But yeah, I agree. I feel like we need to have more of an experience. If it doesn't feel like the big venue, Pokemon Center, and like the competitor kit feels enough for like the
Yeah.
$100 that you're paying, plus the travel fees, plus the lodging,
Yeah,
and all of that other
and
stuff.
and then everybody having a hard time at the Pokemon Center is always kind of tough, which
Yeah,
sucks.
and then the registration. Everyone's competing to register too. It doesn't feel like everyone who wants to go is able to go.
Yeah, and maybe with like as time goes, after last season, they'll see that the player base has increased. Oh, did you open it?
Oh,
Oh, let's
let's
go.
go. Interesting. There's still some construction
Yeah.
coming down at Nerd Rage Gaming. We're getting that figured out.
Yeah. I don't know if they know how to figure that out, but
Yeah.
either way, like as long as they start like picking up on some of like I guess like they already made a change with day
Yeah.
2, like letting more people play,
Yeah.
and that seemed like it was a good change. Like more people just got to play the game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I know like when there'd be times where I'd be like, all right, well my day 1 wasn't great, so I'm just gonna drop, and all right, well now what do I do?
Yeah.
Like am I gonna play in the side events? Because if I'm not at like if certain organizers aren't running the best side events, if I'm not able to get into the day 2 cup, then I'm like, okay, what am I gonna go do? Like
Yeah.
play in like other side events that I don't really care about as much, and it's like, am I gonna sign up for it in time? Like,
Yeah.
how do I sign up for it? You have to get a QR code. I don't know.
Yeah.
Sometimes they just make it a hassle. But either way, like, there's definitely room for improvement, and I'm hoping they have some improvements. And I think they will.
Definitely.
They'll definitely do something to incentivize people to go.
Definitely. One thing I want to ask you about is what you think of Gaming Gen as a tournament organizer has been so far. Because I actually haven't attended a major yet. Toronto, we're leaving next week, is going to be my first event of the year. So what are your thoughts on their events? Because I think you've gone to Baltimore and Louisville so far.
Yeah, so far, I haven't had any issues myself. I've seen people have issues. I've seen like people have good tournament experiences, bad tournament experiences. But I think overall my experience has been positive. Like I had my first day 2 this season, so that was good.
Let's go.
Yeah, that was a
Let's
good feel.
go.
That was a good feeling.
Yeah.
Um,
We'll talk about that in a second. Finish your thought, and then we'll
yeah,
definitely ask you about that.
I mean, but yeah, like either way, the tournaments have been going good. Um, I think overall they're like you'll no matter what, if you're going to a regional, you're gonna have a good time. Like you're gonna see your friends.
Yeah.
You're gonna hang out with some people that you probably don't see all the time.
Yeah.
You play the game Pokemon. Sometimes people just have a bad weekend, but you can have a bad weekend doing anything else. So
Yeah, definitely.
it's honestly more of what you make of it yourself, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, let's move on to how you feel. Day 2, first one of the season.
Huh?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, well, yeah, my,
Yeah.
my day 2 experience was great. So, but either way, I'm gonna abandon you.
Yeah.
But I wonder who's gonna
Yeah.
help you.
Mo, can you find another caster for me, please? All right. So, we're a little short staffed today. We needed a little extra help, so we're just gonna try to find another person here. We're gonna get our next game set up here. I'm excited for this one though because we've got Kevin and Mo. So Kev, we've been following for the whole day so far. Gonna see how he's been doing. Interesting to see because he's the player to track. He's playing Cloth, the hot new deck, and then we get to see Mo play as well. And Mo's playing my Reggie Drago deck. So you guys will be able to see the list in action, see how the list feels. I'll get his opinions on the deck too, and we'll kind of see what's going on. Oh, Tim, what's up? What's up? Oh,
And in my last game, I Luminion drew into water.
put the headset on. Talk to chat. Talk to chat. Let's see how it's going. So we got my good buddy Tim here. He's gonna
What's
help
up,
me
guys?
finish the night here. We got a screen over here. We got a screen over here too.
Let's do
Tell
it.
us about your experience, how you played today, and why you're sitting next to me here.
I
now.
am 0-2, buddy. We gaming hard over here. No, I ran Sarah Ledge today with Palkia. Lots of fun. All Kevin's deck actually, which it looks like he's gonna be hopping on stream, so that's
Yeah.
gonna be really cool.
Yeah, definitely.
But no, it's all his deck. It was a lot of fun. But game 1, I made a very crucial mistake and attached all of Palkia's energy to Greninja when I should have done 2 to him, 1 to
Oh,
Palkia,
yeah.
and then I got Palkia stuck in the active and milled out.
Ooh, that's tough.
So that was rough. I had the play, but I didn't do it. And then game 2, I Luminion to start and had 2 Sarah Ledge and all energy for every
Oh,
turn.
boy.
So I attach, pass, died.
Oh, man. So while I'm setting this up here, Sarah Ledge EX, one of the newer decks, newer archetypes.
Mhm.
Tell us why you picked that deck. What was like kind of enticing to you about it, and why it's been one of the more popular decks in our meta.
Well, first off, as soon as I saw that you got Greninja and Sarah Ledge in the same deck, that's like 2 of my top 6. All right.
Yeah.
If I'm walking around with 6 Pokeballs, 2 of them are going to be those 2.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So I was like, all right, I'm going to play it. But it's a heavy hitter. It's a low brain power deck.
yeah.
It's a very simple deck to play. It's mill yourself as much as possible, essentially. Get as many energy into the discard, and all you need is a single energy for attachment.
Yeah, definitely.
And once you attach it, you're good to roll.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Definitely has a lot of pluses, but I need a switch in there.
Yeah, I know you need a switch in there. It's interesting too because you play like 20 energies and
19 to be
19,
precise.
19
Well,
to
actually,
be
no, it is
precise.
20. It's 19 basic and then 1 legacy.
Oh yeah, the legacy's cool. I like
Legacy's
that.
a lot
That
of fun.
card
It's
is crazy.
in TCG Player or Live.
Yeah.
There's so many apps now with Pocket out there.
Definitely. I'll let them know they can-
With Live, I literally just ended up having a bunch of games won because of that energy, But it looks like he's going to go get everything set up there. Oh, we got locked in. What is happening? We got locked in the back of Nerd Rage, you guys. We're not going to be able to escape. We're in here. We're stuck with the dragon shields.
I know if we were to get trapped in here, I don't think it would be the worst thing in the world.
No,
I mean,
not
you
at
got
all.
the essentials. You got a
Yeah.
bathroom and you've got all the sleeves
I
here.
got my deck, so we're
Yeah,
gaming at least.
We're good. We're good here. So, they're able to start here. Mo's actually playing my Reggie Drago deck, which is super cool to see. Hopefully the deck sort of functions. We'll be able to see everything that goes on here. And, we're moving and grooving. The Ogerpon attached an energy on there, Reggie Drago on the bench. One thing to know is that this Cloth deck has a heavy turn 1 knockup potential. So there's a lot of potential here for Kevin to be able to take the first 2 prizes pretty effectively. So I think it is still Mo's turn. I don't know if he's passed the turn yet. He's looking to see what he can possibly do here. Ooh, we see the E-switch. The grass energy goes down to the Reggie Drago V on the bench. And I'm wondering what we can see here now. Ooh, interesting to see the attachment for turn here. And we see, okay, we got the pass the turn, and Kev is getting going here. So, the first thing we see here, nest ball come down. Probably grabbing something like, oh, the Oranguru is kind of interesting here.
Now, this is one thing,
Yeah.
being someone who was in the meta very actively,
Yeah.
but has kind of stepped away a little bit and kind of coming back.
Yeah,
This is one of those things that interests me, seeing Reggie Drago in this deck.
yeah.
So, as someone who's obviously played more regionals lately
Yeah.
than I have, what is Kevin's mindset with running that Reggie Drago? What is going on here?
So a big reason why he's able to run this card in his deck is because of Latias EX, and that allows him to
a
get the
free
free
retreat.
retreat for all basics.
See, there's
Yeah.
that. That's
I
look
know.
at that. Look
it's
at that.
crazy too because
Big brain gaming.
Yeah, now that you're able to play something like that Reggie Drago, the single prize one, you're able to get draw up to 4, and that could be
Yes.
your draw engine instead of playing a Barbara line.
Ooh, that's
Yeah.
true. There,
So-
yeah, drop 1 instead of 2.
Yeah, exactly.
Very
so,
cool. Okay.
Yeah, it really as Dan and I were kind of talking about it earlier. It really helps make your deck building a little bit more flexible and allows you to put more one of text and stuff like that into your deck.
Sure.
Yeah. So the Oranguru is going to come down here, and that one's an interesting one as well because that one's got that ability that can search out the tool card,
Yes.
and that's going to be really integral to being able to get something like Force Seal Stone. I think it gets like the booster capsule for the poison on the Brood Bonnet. There's a lot of cool tools that this deck plays, and yeah, we'll sort of see what he's able to grab here off the nest ball. Interesting. We're gonna get the Sneasler here.
So let me ask you this, Brian. You said
Yeah.
Mo is playing your Reggie Drago.
Yes,
That's right.
it is.
What is your mindset going into this next turn?
So going into it, so I was thinking that instead of attaching for turn with that second grass energy, Mo is gonna save that so we can get another teal dance going. But he's got V-Star in hand, so he's gonna be able to mill 7, get 2 from
Get
discard.
2 back. Still
So
be able
yeah,
to.
so
yeah.
Mo's got a lot of ways out, and Mo's a much better player than I am.
You
so-
know, he's
so-
trying to he's trying to run the gauntlet right now
Yeah.
with what's that Gamers World.
Yeah,
So,
with the
like,
Gamers World Cup.
You know, if you're a
Yeah.
guy who said you can claim all 5 locations,
Yeah.
you know, I think you're a good gamer.
Yeah,
No,
definitely.
Mo's a great gamer.
Yeah,
so
he's a great guy, great gamer, part of the NRG team. So
I think he's
um,
gonna definitely play something out that maybe you didn't even see.
Yeah,
I feel like
absolutely.
he's got that on lock.
yeah, that's the great part about this is I get to see someone play my deck and pretty much pick the lines, and I get to sort of see what lines kind of work, what don't work, and hopefully that helps my gameplay moving on to when I go to Toronto next week.
Going to Toronto, you are going to be running Reggie Drago?
Pretty I'm 90%
90% sure?
Yeah, I know, and I feel very underprepared for this event just because I registered for this event in October.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, I'm just gonna probably play Lugia. It's something I know how to play.
Okay.
And Lugia isn't very good right now,
Yeah,
so I
yeah.
have to figure out what to play now. So I won a challenge last weekend playing Reggie Drago, so I think I'm gonna end up playing.
Congratulations!
The deck.
There you go.
Appreciate it.
That's sometimes the move. Once you get that win under your belt, you
Yeah.
gotta kind of go with what's hot, right?
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
kind of how I fell into Giratina V-Star.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's how I fell into that. I just
Yeah.
kept playing and winning with that, and it
Yeah.
just kind of kept going.
Oh
So
yeah, definitely.
gotta go what feels good, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So
got
we
quite a bit
see
going on
the
here.
energy lotto here, grabbing the double turbo energy, which is definitely really good here. As soon as the cloth goes down, that will be able to be attached onto it. Looks like we might just be getting the draw here. Ooh, okay. Let's see what we grab here off the prizes. The Luminion. Oh, very good. Oh man, that was a huge draw off the top. And let's see what this Luminion is going to do. Is it going to grab something here? Or if he's going to play something else.
Looks like he's untapping. Might be
Yeah.
passing.
Oh, the poison.
Oh, there's the poison.
There's the poison.
Yep. And he's gonna
Ooh,
put
and just
3
passes
on
the
there.
turn.
Yep.
Okay, so
Getting
Mo
the Sneasler going.
draws for turn.
There we go.
Okay, so we got the V-Star here. We are going to be flipping. Shout out to Mo. That V-Star marker he grabbed for me, he was at LAIC, and he got a Portuguese Duraludon VMAX. So I put that in there, and I was like, I know Mo's playing the deck, so I was like, I'm going to let him use that as his V-Star marker for the night.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm still disappointed that you're not playing.
Yeah,
the
Archie,
bridge.
big Archie.
Come on, buddy.
Yeah, I got it built. I'll definitely definitely be playing it eventually, but
That was interesting. Dan actually
yeah.
played it before commenting tonight. You know,
Yeah.
he and I played a couple rounds,
Yeah.
and he was playing it. It was definitely a fun deck.
Yeah.
Let's see, what is he going for?
Yeah, he's looking to grab
Looks like research
yeah,
and
research and
Vessel.
Earthen Vessel. So the Earthen Vessel is going to be able to discard this Giratina V-Star to grab what we need, which is the fire energy. Oh, it looks like we're playing the
oh, he went back for the Mew
for the Mew.
and
Okay,
the fire energy. Okay,
definitely.
okay.
And then we're going to there's the Vessel play. That'll grab the fire energy and then probably another grass for a teal dance here.
Got to get the grass
Yeah,
for that.
definitely. Or it might just be the fire energy for the attachment for turn. But I feel like you need the grass just so you can retreat.
Just so you can get
Yeah,
something. You have
definitely.
to retreat. You have to be able to get some draw going. You need to pull those energy,
Absolutely
which
agree.
he's obviously acknowledging there.
Yeah, definitely. And then looking forward here, we got the teal dance. Draw a card off the top.
What
Looks
did he
like
pull there?
Looks like another ogre pawn. I think. I don't know. I
Was that
actually
the
didn't
Ultra
see.
Ball
It
that he
might have
pulled,
been.
or
It might have been.
I didn't get a good look at it.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
I didn't get a good look either. Ooh, I like this grab though, the Gudra here. The Gudra's
Gudra's
a
a good
really
one.
big card in this format for this deck, just because this is a huge card here for it, just because of the damage mitigation, like the extra minus 80 damage.
There we go.
Is able
Mo
to,
is the king at this
yeah,
on stream. When
yeah.
last time I played him on stream, I remember. Oh God, he. What did he do? Oh, he was mewing the camera. Is what he was doing. He pulled everything he
Yeah.
needed and then just looks directly at the camera.
Yeah. Oh,
Lots
man.
of character.
Yeah, a lot
Lots
of character. Very, very fun. But the Gudra, really huge in this
Heck
matchup
yeah.
because you take 80 less damage after using the Rolling Iron attack, and that's huge here because this deck really relies on taking those really big knockouts early. So super huge to see that, and I'm just hoping that Mo's able to get another attacker sort of going here. We do see the Nest Ball in hand, and hopefully that could grab something like another Regidrago or another Ogre Pawn here to get the next attacker going. So hopefully we can get something here. And now let's see what we go here. We go with the Gudra attack here, and that's going to take Mo's first prize of the game here. And let's see if we can
Very
update this
nice.
here. And Kev gets the Arven off the top. And let's see what he's able to set up here. Because all he's got is that Sneasler and the Brood Bonnet there. So he needs something in order to get his game plan going. He needs to take some of these big 2-prize knockouts and get going with that. Right now, he's just got the double turbo energy, and he's got Boss in hand, Arven, and all of that. So hopefully he's able to get something going here. One thing that I've learned about this deck is that it kind of bricks kind of hard. You have a lot of really interesting tools and a lot of ways to keep your matchup spread this wide, but at the same time, that kind of hurts your consistency. So definitely can be a little hurtful about that. So let's see what this Luminion here is going to grab. And it looks like it's going to be that Iono here. So it'll get Mo to 5 cards, and it'll give Kev 6 fresh cards to use here. So definitely a huge play here to get that Iono and help disrupt and get those cards that he doesn't really need towards the bottom of the deck. One thing that I hope that he's able to get is that Latias EX they were kind of talking about earlier, just because it's able to get that Sneasler out of the active. But one thing we do see is we see the Pheasantipity, huge card in the format here, able to draw an extra 3 cards with the Flip the Script. And let's see what he's able to
What did
grab
he
off here.
pull there? Looks
Ooh.
like
We got the Peturant,
Petulant.
Area 0, and there's one more Pokemon there that I cannot see.
It's these art rares, man.
Yeah, I know these art rares.
Make it a little bit hard to.
I know, right? And you would think as a business owner yourself, you'd be able to recognize all these cards now, right?
You know, listen, sometimes, I feel like I do have the opportunity to pick things out from a crowd a little bit
Yeah.
easier now. But with how many art rares are out now, sometimes it just blurs as you're,
Yeah.
flying through everything.
Definitely.
I'll go back, price 500 cards, and realize, oh
Yeah.
my God, I didn't know I had this in here.
Yeah, definitely. So we see the poison come out here, and it does puts 8 damage counters onto this Regidrago V-Star, and going into Mo's next turn here, this is where I really hope that we see that next attacker come out here. So it looks like that Regidrago is coming down, and we have some energy in hand as well as the Prime Catchers, so hopefully we can see something come down here. See the shuffle come down, And Kev's kind of just in a tough position here. He wasn't able to really get too much damage and not too much momentum going here. And now the Regidrago is really just able to just take over here. Oh, let's see. He's got research in hand. This is huge. Oh, instead goes for the boss play onto the Luminion.
He's trying to
really like
speed
that.
past him with this one for
Yeah,
sure.
definitely. I definitely like that.
What's nice about his setup here, he does have one more Reggie going.
Yeah.
So he's almost there with that one. So that's good that he's got a backup. One thing I can always say as a Reggie player, for my brief play with it,
Oh, yeah, you were definitely playing that.
I was playing it
Yeah.
for a little bit.
Yeah, that was like
but-
last format, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I tried it at the end of the format, and I
Yeah.
tried this format. Obviously just wasn't able to make it out to as many events.
Yeah.
But Regidrago, if you do not set up that secondary, sometimes you really find yourself in a hard spot.
Yeah, definitely.
It's really gonna need it.
Definitely. So, trying to check out here what Kev can possibly do here. It looks like he's got the Electrode in hand, and he's got the Binding Mochi as well. The Mochi's an interesting card just because it poisons the holder of the tool, but it increases the damage, which is really good. It helps a lot of these turbo decks out as it can increase their usually kind of mid-range damage, and that Latias EX is also down as well. That's in hand as well, and that's really important for Kev just because he's able to have a lot more flexibility with what is able to move in and out of the active, which is really huge here. So Kev kind of contemplating. He doesn't really know what he wants to do here. He's got the switch card. He's got ways to attack. It's just that we don't know what he wants to put down. One thing that we originally needed to be careful about, not really anymore, is that there is no Terra Pokemon in play. So this Area 0 is not active at the moment for Kev to use. But for Mo, if he wanted to put more than 5 bench Pokemon down, he's more than happy to. And
He
he's-
is absolutely set.
Yeah, definitely. So I like that this second attacker is starting to get set up. That Fire Energy, Grass Energy ready on that Regidrago. The Pheasantipity is coming down as well. Maybe coming down. One interesting thing to know about, though, when playing this card in the interaction is if the Regidrago gets knocked out by the Petarant damage from that from the poison, it actually will not activate Pheasantipity, and Pheasantipity will not be able to get the flip the script draw 3, and that's an important thing for everybody to know moving forward now that this deck is more popular, because we don't want anyone getting any DPLs or anything like that when they're playing in these big events, like whether it's your cup or challenge or regional or anything like that. So make sure you know if you get knocked out by Petarant, no flip the script. So part of the reason too why Mo switched into this Ogerpon here is because he wants to be able to take away that poison so it doesn't get knocked out, and it can also mean that that Mo is able to move up another Regidrago with the full health so it doesn't get knocked out as well. So a lot of flexibility here, and shows really good sequencing as Mo's kind of like not really slow playing, but he's just really methodically going through the motions of how he should be playing this matchup. So definitely really good to see here, as maybe we see the Mew come down here, try to thin another card out of the deck, and that could help get that final E-switch so we can move one of those energies over to the Regidrago V-Star. Definitely a huge thing here.
So if you're Kevin in this situation, in his hand, I did see the not cloth, the Hisuian Electrode.
Yeah.
So he's got to get himself that terrestrialized Pokemon.
Yes. So the terrestrial Pokemon will be able to open up the Area 0. But I don't really like the idea of putting down the Electrode, and my reasoning for that is because it just puts another 2-prize liability onto the board here.
True.
And Mo is so much more ahead right now.
That if he takes this
Yeah,
knockout, he's already set up for the win.
exactly.
Kevin's got to come from behind with that.
Exactly. Yep.
Tool Jammer down.
Yep. So Tool Jammer's huge here too
and that
because
takes
there's
out
no
the Binding Mochi.
Yeah, it takes out the Binding
Mhm.
Mochi, it takes out the booster capsule on the bench there, and it makes
Yep.
it that those that poison is not going to be in effect as well. So interesting here
Mo
to see.
playing this matchup very, very
Yeah,
smart.
very, very smart. Definitely. And as we see,
He's
he's
got
able
a healthy
to take those-
Drago too, so he's not going to take any damage in turn here. So bring up the not healthy,
Yeah,
but not poisoned, I should say.
yeah.
making all the right moves.
Yeah, so I'm
You'll love to
wondering
see
if he
it.
decides to go with that Gudra attack again, or if he's looking to do the Dragapult attack instead.
I don't think he has a knockout.
Ooh, he's
not
looking for the
gonna-
Swinging Sphene.
Oh
Do you know
no,
what
he's
this-
going for it.
Do you know what this thing
No,
does?
I do. I
Yeah.
do. I've had a lot of fun looking at these new cards here at these
Yeah.
card shows I've been at, and
The
Alolan
Swinging
Executor
Sphene.
just goofy as always.
Yeah, it's such a
Here we
fun-
go.
Oh, the tails!
No!
The tails! He's able to take the knockout on the Pheasantipity.
No.
And Mo goes down to
He's
one
done.
prize left.
He's
Never
done.
punished.
Wow.
Never punished. Oh, this
Wow.
is so awesome to see.
This
I
is
was
amazing.
literally playing this matchup earlier, and I needed my last prize to knock out the Greninja on the bench, and I flipped heads, so I couldn't
Oh,
even do anything.
no.
Yep.
What a beautiful play. I love it.
know.
I love to see
know,
it.
I know.
You
Super
know what's
tough.
funny is I have Reggie Drago built at home, and
Yeah.
I threw that in there for that purpose.
Yeah.
And I do not understand why I haven't been seeing top decks running it. You know,
Yeah.
that's just a fun card.
Yeah, and a
You're
lot of
playing so many dragons in it.
yeah, and a lot
Throw
of
the
decks
goofy
actually
one
are.
in,
Yeah, a lot
you
of decks
know?
are actually.
Are they now?
Yeah, yeah,
You know what? Last time I checked, maybe it was about a week ago.
yeah.
And I didn't see much running it.
Yeah.
So there could be some changes.
There's
in
a
the past
couple.
regional.
I
haven't
know.
updated
I know
yet.
Grant Shen ran it.
course he did.
Yeah, he got top 4 at Sacramento.
Of
so-
course he did.
Yeah. So yeah. So he was able to get that with the.
I don't think I've ever won a game against Grant.
And we see Mo taking the dub here against Kev.
Good game.
Yeah, what a
What a
great
great
game here.
game.
So we're gonna transition to our next game here. Is we have Alex back on the stream. He was on the stream the last game playing Gold Dango against teammate Ryan playing Palkia with Noctowl. So Tim, are you familiar with any
I
of these
am
decks?
very familiar with Goldango. That was
Yeah.
actually one that when the format rotated and
Yeah.
Goldango was kind of fresher. I was giving Goldango a shot and
Yeah.
I liked him. I was pairing him with Scyther and
Oh
Scyther.
yeah.
That one was a lot of fun.
That one's
but
cool.
he's definitely found his partners right now.
Yeah.
I feel like the string cheese is finally starting to do some stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
However, Ryan is running. What is he running? Palkia V-Star.
Yeah. Palkia V-Star with
So-
Noctowl.
I know Palkia V-Star. I know Noctowl. I figured it's just
It's kind of
big
shady
swing
dealings.
Palkia.
Yeah, it's kind of like shady
It's
dealings.
shady dealings. Yeah.
shady dealings with eight
With
Pokemon
eight
bench.
Pokemon on the bench.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is Palkia is deadly and Greninja is deadly, and being able to use Greninja like that
Yeah.
multiple times over if you can pull it is just brutal.
Yeah. Definitely.
Greninja, in my opinion, since it's come out, Radiant Greninja has had the most impact on the meta since it's come out.
Yeah, definitely.
Honestly, I think it has.
And I feel like every deck you play plays
has
that
it.
card. Yeah.
I mean, go Giratina V-Star.
Yeah.
You're playing the Lost Zone box.
yeah.
You're going to need Greninja.
yeah, you're gonna need Greninja for all those.
Yeah, Goldango, you need
Yeah.
Greninja.
I mean, even your Ceruledge
Even
deck.
Ceruledge needs Greninja.
Yeah.
I'm going to be really sad when it leaves rotation.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yep, definitely.
But look, it looks like he already got one attack off, and he's going for a retreat.
Yep, a retreat into the Palkia V-Star,
the
and that's gonna
Palkia
take the
V-Star.
knockout into the Pheasantipity.
And Alex is going to lose his draw power, which is not great. It's not a great feeling at all losing that draw power.
Yeah, definitely. The Pheasantipity is one of the most powerful cards in the format, and it just gets
Alex feeling it right
yeah,
now.
definitely. It's definitely feeling it. And right now, the only draw support that he really has is the Greninja and the Goldango. And the Greninja is only useful if he's got energy in hand. So,
And you know what
Yeah.
Alex just needs to do? He needs to pull a Dan Hugar
yep.
and top deck a stretcher so that he
Yeah.
can get that Fez back and just
Yep.
right away play it.
Exactly. Let's
That's
see
the
what.
Dan move.
Let's see. Top deck, we just get a Buddy Poffin.
Buddy Poffin.
Yep.
Oh,
No
boy.
stretcher. But it's not out of the question to be able to get anything like that. Oh, and Mo is here. Yeah.
There's the champion.
Perfect. And we get to see how this game kind of unfolds here as Alex kind of laughing it off here. He might not have too many moves here to do, as Ryan's got 2 prizes left and definitely is in the position to be able to take those last 2 prizes. Let's see what this
It's
pop
definitely an intimidating board looking
Yeah.
across and seeing 8 cards with a Palkia in the active that's got no damage on it.
I know. It was something that I was kind of worried about when we first started doing stream with this format, was that we wouldn't have
space.
Yeah,
to
space
put
on the board. Yeah, to put
No,
anything on there.
I mean, hey, they changed the mats last time I was
Yeah.
here, so that's good.
Yeah.
I think it's a good setup. That we got a good view of everything,
Yeah.
which is great. You can still see everything.
Yeah, definitely.
It's what matters.
Yeah.
However, Alex still doesn't like looking at that board state.
Yeah, definitely.
So Goldingo here, I mean, Goldingo's got to do some drawing. He's gotta get those numbers. So we see him pulling out the energy here.
Yeah, the
Looks
Energy
like the
Search Pro.
Earthen Vessel.
Yeah, the eSearch Pro is
Oh,
able
it was
to get.
eSearch Pro
yeah,
what he used.
eSearch
Never
Pro,
mind. Never
yeah.
mind. My mistake.
So the Cypher is going to grab 2 cards, and it's great too because since you got the eSearch Pro, 2 energy, Cypher will get you 2 cards. You can put them at the top, Greninja, draw 2, or you can use Goldango to draw 2.
Mhm.
So you have a lot of flexibility on where you kind of go from here.
Yeah.
Pokestop. Ooh, Pokestop's interesting too. That can also get you some more cards.
Pokestop's needed.
Pokestop will limit what's on the bench there too.
Yes.
So it limits the Palkia's damage.
It's going to cut down
Definitely.
Ryan's game state. He can potentially draw into some of his superior energy retrievals, get some of
Yeah.
those attacks going. So we'll see what
Definitely.
he's got.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
What stinks that I'm seeing here is it doesn't look like he's having much luck. Well, here's the Goldingo draw.
Yeah.
Is he going? No, I don't see it.
There's the rare candy.
Rare candy.
Oh, into the Togekiss.
Into
So
the
we can
Togekiss.
get a multi-prize play here.
Okay.
Yep.
See, I was worried
Kinda
for a
hype.
second because I
Kinda
wasn't
hype.
seeing a Goldingo, but
Yep.
this could be very interesting.
This could be a high play here.
Superior
Okay,
energy. What are we
superior.
discarding here?
We got to discard anything that isn't the 2 energy that are in hand.
We need to get a World Series of Poker under the table
Yeah.
deck hand size, so we can see
Yeah.
the hand.
Yeah, definitely.
That's what we need.
Yeah, so we have, I think, 6 energy in hand right now that swings for 300, so that'll be enough.
That's definitely gonna take it.
Yeah, so hopefully there's another. Oh, Night Stretcher will get an energy back. And hopefully we can see the big knockout here and potentially get the Togekiss flip here. I think Ryan needs to discard 1 more Pokemon.
Trying to
Yep,
figure out
getting
what
rid
to
of
go with. Yeah.
The Noctiles, I do agree with that play.
Yep.
It's nice keeping the
Keep
Terapagos,
Fez.
keeping the Terapagos and keeping the Hoot Hoot, which is really good because 1 Noctile will pretty much win you the game.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Ooh,
And especially in the state
Oh.
he's in, all he's got to do is take that Goldango.
milling double Dango.
Oh no!
Oh,
there's the stretcher.
It's back. Very nice here.
So we're gonna have a little bit of a
Yep,
coin bonus.
Coin bonus for 1 more. Okay, what is that, Vessel or SER? Okay, so the SER could be set up for the next play here if Alex is able to survive this next turn here. So we are going to see the big knockout here on the Palkia V-Star. And let's see if Alex is able to come back or if Ryan will be closing out the game here as we are not going to see the extra prize taken. All right, so we see the Palkia V come down here. We got a Nest Ball. And, ooh, Area
Oh, there
0.
it is. Right
Okay,
in.
Fez, draw 3.
See, Buddy
Okay,
Putty.
Buddy
What are
Poffin
we
gets
going?
2 more Pokemon down. Fan Rotom, Hoot Hoot.
He's
Also,
trying to swing big right now.
Yeah.
He's going all out.
There's some big things that Ryan will need here in order to finish the game off.
So we got double
Nest. Ooh, Ditto.
Terapagos.
Terapagos.
What
Okay.
do we got?
Do we have a way to get the V-Star and an extra energy
Come
going
on,
here?
Ryan.
Oh, so there's
Stretcher. There's the
there's the
V-Star.
Stretcher. That's for the V-Star.
Water
Ooh,
energy
water energy
attachment.
attachment. Ooh, Kieran for the extra 30 damage. Oh, that is
Wow.
so hype.
What a play by Ryan there.
Yeah.
As soon as he played it, too, you saw that look on his
Yeah.
face. Wow.
Wow, that's some crazy
What a
sequencing
good
too.
play.
Yeah,
Holy
it kind of
cow.
happened a little too fast, but every way that Ryan was playing out there, he kind of knew that he had it the entire time, which is kind of
Mhm.
crazy to see.
But that was still, you got to see, the recovery
Yeah,
come from that very quick.
yeah, definitely.
Which Palkia in general can do that. You only need 2 energy to attach. You
Yeah.
can ramp up that Greninja, especially against Alex's deck.
Yeah.
Shut down some of those Gimmighoul's super early. Like I said, I still to this day think that card's got to have the most impactful position in this
Oh,
game. It
definitely.
gets everything set up and going.
I 1000% agree. And man, we had some really good games there.
Those were 2 very great turnouts for those games.
Yeah, definitely.
We got to see 2 really cool plays in that one too.
Yeah.
We got that last play from Ryan
Yeah.
on Palkia, and we had our Alolan Executor go
Yeah,
off.
I know the swinging
Mo's in
speed
the
from our
back
boy
here.
Mo. We had 2 high fives too.
Here's a third one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 high fives on the
Four.
professor's researches too. So just all around having a good time here today as we move into our final round here as we're getting set up here. I think we're trying to finish off the last couple of games here as we're gonna get going here. So I think our games are kind of finishing off. And while we do that, why don't we take a quick commercial breaks just so we can get our last round going, and we will be right back.
Nice. Dude, that was a cool play, Mo.
Well, he said he was like, everybody would have gotten there, but I was just making sure my word was good. Also, turn one, when I super rotted back in the fire, I tried the other one. Get the super rotted back first? Yeah. Make sure,
I saw that. I was
that,
just like,
I'll be really sad if it's prize, and I check my deck and it was prize.
Is it only 3 fire in the deck?
2. Bro, the deck from Ryan.
All right, everybody, and we are back after a short commercial break, and we are going to have our final match here today as we have Mo and Ryan going up against each other. The 2-3-0s, we got a couple, we got a little NRG friendly fire here going on, and we have Palkia and Reggie Drago. So, Tim, what do you think about both these decks? Which one do you think would be favored?
Ooh, this is an interesting matchup because Reggie Drago's got a lot of tools in its arsenal, but so does Palkia, and Palkia will swing hard into those Reggie Dragos. So if Mo doesn't set up fast enough, the problem is with Mo getting everything into the discard, getting Reggie Drago fully ramped up and ready to go, get those teal masks on the bench. He doesn't even need a full bench. He honestly can control the game like he did in the last one and only play 4 cards total for majority of the game and limit Palkia's damage output. However, Palkia can set up very quick.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
Palkia can definitely swing very big.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like a big part of this matchup is who wins the coin flip.
That's unfortunately for the past year or two,
Yeah.
I would say that is a very big part of the meta is who gets the win on the coin flip.
Yeah, definitely. And we definitely got to see a little bit of the other side of that.
Yes.
Maybe like 2 or 3 formats ago when Temporal
Yes.
Forces kind of came up, and going second was actually kind of a favorable
Very
thing.
much so.
Yeah, but
Very
now
much
we're
so.
kind of back to that turbo, go fast, go
Right.
first kind
There's
of
a
thing.
lot of basics, a lot of ones that want to go quick and fast, but
Yeah.
this is one of those matchups where we have 2 Pokemon. We got no
Yeah.
real stage 2 Pokemon. We got stage 1s
Yeah.
and we got basics.
Yeah.
We are not going to see a lot of chaotic moves that are going to get us to these spots. These are very linear decks, very get what you need and get it done. Mo starting
Yeah.
off with Charizard.
Let me let them know that they're ready to get ready, that they can get started.
Okay. Well, while they're doing that, we got that going for sure. So we're going to hold off on them getting started for a moment. So, like I said, we got Palkia, we got Reggie Drago, Palkia in the active, Charizard in the active. This will be a fun start. Looks like Ryan's attach pass to start
Attach
the
pass
game.
gaming.
Attach pass gaming. Here we go.
All right. Ooh, and then I saw in the chat Fly saying my boy Mo in the background. Shout out to you, Fly.
Yo,
I'm excited.
Fly.
I'm excited. We're staying with him in Toronto next week, so
Oh, really?
excited for that. Yeah, we're gonna have a good time.
Oh man. You know what? I might have to send you something to give him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fly, I'm gonna have to, I'm gonna hook you up here. You bring us a lot, and you know what I happened to come across the other day?
Was it Mew related?
It was another
Yeah.
Genesect V.
Oh.
So I got you, Fly. I'm gonna
Yeah.
have Brian send you some fun stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, one of our good buddies, Fly Matthews, really high level player too. So we're excited that I'm excited to be able to stay with him. I always enjoy part of the thing I enjoy about traveling to all these regionals and stuff like that is being able to just spend time with like really high level players and just keep learning and just like learn how they think, how they deck build, and hopefully that will help me become a better player in the future.
That is the one
Yeah.
thing that I do miss about being around here
Yeah.
every single week, week in and
Absolutely.
week out. Unfortunately, life kind of takes us some places that
Yeah.
we don't necessarily want to go, but we have to. But that's
Yeah,
okay.
that is
We
okay.
come back around. I'm here today.
Yeah, I know. I
Um,
was literally just like texting Tim yesterday about how excited I am that he's actually going to be here for once.
Going
Yeah.
0-2 to start, and is not
Yeah.
great. But being here to cast is always fun, right?
Yeah,
after.
it's just
But,
a good time. Yeah,
that's the thing is, being around players of this caliber all the time, and going to these events and playing with people
Yeah.
of that caliber, you really do see a lot of ins and outs that you really wouldn't think about.
Yeah,
you
definitely.
you get a lot of brain power behind all these decks. When you put everyone in the same room, you get a lot of really cool, unique ways to play the game, and it's always fun to see. So that's
Definitely.
great to hear that you got that going.
yeah, definitely. And moving on to this next part of the game here, and Mo is able to get the Earthen Vessel to grab 2 Grass Energies, and that will be good for the 2 Ogre Ponds that we have here on the bench. And huge here for that, just because we get another Ogre Pond here, and that will get another card in hand. And the research is here, be able to rip that, as well as discarding that Curum, which is huge. Kyurem, not really the biggest. It has some impact in this matchup just because of those Noctowls, but it's definitely not something that's really needed right now.
It's not at the moment,
Yeah.
but definitely could play a really big role in what's to come. However, I do actually really like that he's able to, I don't like that he has a chance to get knocked. However, Ryan didn't really get to play much last turn, but
Yeah.
we saw with the last game, Ryan can quickly turn that into an 8-card bench
Yeah, absolutely.
very, very quickly with this deck.
Most
So,
definitely.
that being said, I do like that Mo technically right now can use Squawk's attack,
Yeah.
get some energy ramp going, which is good. But I don't love Squawk left in the open and going
Yeah,
behind,
I don't
especially
either.
against Palkia.
Yeah, I don't either, but sometimes you don't really have an option.
You
But
don't.
one thing to note here is that there aren't any energy in the discard, so Ryan would have
Yes.
to rely on the raw attach as well as getting the V Star
So we got the
to
Irida
get it.
play.
Yeah, so the Irida will pretty much get an Earthen Vessel, which is kind of defeats the purpose of what I was kind of talking about earlier.
Mhm.
But ooh, it looks like we're going with Nest Ball and V Star, which I do like as well, because you can grab the Terapagos, and if you have the Noctowl, which he has an Ultra Ball in hand, that will also be able to get him the Earthen Vessel.
That is true.
Yeah, so a lot of interesting lines that you can do here.
So there's the Terapagos
Yep.
play.
So there's the V-Star, and looks like we are going to Ultra Ball here to get the Noctowl. And one important thing that I feel like a lot of people kind of forget, especially moving into this format, is you need a Terra Pokemon in play before you can play Noctowl. Because there's a lot of times where you evolve into that Noctowl and you don't have the Terra Pokemon, then you cannot use the Jewel ability to get the two trainer Pokemon.
Don't you just love little nuances like
Yeah,
that?
I know. It
Throw
really,
you off?
yeah, because it really rewards more skilled play and really knowing what
Mhm.
you're doing with it. Yeah.
That was one of those things, feeding back to earlier with Dan. The Archaludon
Yeah.
having not only the energy movement when it evolves, which that
Yeah.
was the one thing, because looking at it, not being in the game, not playing very
Yeah.
much, seeing that card have the ability to amp up energy is
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
220, the secondary part of it was huge.
Yeah. No weakness.
No weakness.
No weakness, especially
Huge.
since you were playing Saraledge. That means you can't really do much now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Which
So
is
there's
tragic.
little nuances with this game that just make it so much fun and so interesting, but especially in this situation where you've got to get your search off through having that Terapagos on there. It's a good thing he was able to get it done early. Oh no, he doesn't have what he needed.
Oh no. So we have the Earthen Vessel here. Oh yeah, so I'm wondering if Ryan even has the damage to knock out this.
I don't think he does. He
maybe
just
not
looked at
the
his
well,
hand
6,
and
8,
threw his
10,
hands up.
12.
So
No, I think he's got enough. Yeah, I think he's got enough. But it's all about I think it's just the energies right now that he's trying to figure out how he's going to do it.
maybe more of the setup for the following turn,
Yeah.
because if he's able to get Reggie Drago out, there's a chance all
Yeah.
he has is Terapagos
Yeah.
and the Noctowls.
Yeah, definitely. And, knowing about what's going on in the future is definitely a huge play here. And that's really why Ryan is such a good player, too, just because he's really thinking throughout, turns and turns ahead and kind of shaping his game plan around that. Super, super high
Some
level.
people play it like checkers. Ryan's
Yeah,
playing like
he's
chess.
playing like chess. Absolutely agree. I 100% agree with you. Definitely. So now we see the Radiant Greninja come down. And even though the Greninja doesn't have too much of attacking power in this matchup, it's still just solid as a draw supporter and will help Ryan get more cards in hand, which is really important here because he only has 2 cards in hand and he's got 2 more now, courtesy of Mo. As we're just here having a good time. Grand old time with the lads here.
Okay,
as
so he does got the Palkia down,
yeah.
which is good. That's good.
Yeah. Second attacker is always good to have.
Mhm.
Sometimes the Terapagos can be kind of a hard attacker to use
Yes.
when you don't have stuff like Dusk Noir or anything like that.
That's
do it.
one of those things that playing with Terapagos that I've kind of seen.
Yeah.
Like, after seeing Tord play it so
Yeah.
well, I kind of built the deck. having
Yeah,
it
I
ready to
tried it
go.
too, but
It's a very
It's-
unique deck to play.
it's
Sometimes
very difficult.
yes. Sometimes you really just can't hit what you need. But when it does its thing, it does its thing. But in this situation, it is the perfect supporter for Palkia being colorless, and if it needs to attack, it can attack for 2 energy.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's always a plus, but not ideal for Ryan's game plan here.
Yeah, definitely. And the Terra
Terra
Orb.
Orb down.
Yeah, the Terra Orb is super cool because
Goes
you're
against
able to
the-
search out either the Dragapult EX or the Executor.
Yes.
So you got a lot of cool.
That Terra Orb
cool-
is very, very cool, and I think coming up here we're going to see it used a lot more, especially with all the changes to come here soon.
Yeah, definitely. So I really like seeing that come out here, and Mo is going to be grabbing 2 more energy here, 2 grass most likely for those Ogrepons, and hopefully we can either see a Regidrago V-Star or we could see, you know, some E-switches going in, and hopefully those will be able to get more, you know, expand Mo's board state and get him further along in this game, definitely. So we see the fire energy in the grass actually come down here, and probably going to be seeing that fire attached to either the Radzard or the Regidrago, and the grasses are going to start being used on the Ogrepons to draw some more cards. And we see the Pheasantipity get drawn here as well, and they'll be able to get 3 more cards after the last knockout was taken on that Squawk ability, which is huge because that just really helps out Mo's board state even more.
And Mo
He's got
really needs to improve on that a little bit at this point.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of tools,
yeah.
but there's still some stuff missing here. Now, I do have a question for you. Since this is your construction, why 2?
Yes.
Why only 2 fire?
Oh, it's actually not my construction of the deck, but
Ah.
usually you're only going through about 2 attackers in a game. You play 2 Rod, you play the Superior Energy Retrieval, so you have a lot of ways to get, and you play 4 Vessel too, so you have a lot of
Okay.
ways to get that fire energy. It's
So
just
used to
about
seeing
yeah.
3. You
I
what
know,
I mean?
yeah, I
Having
was-
that extra one.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
I was playing 3 for a while, but I wanted to try out the 2. A lot of lists, like like for example, Grand Shens was running 2,
Okay.
and they were, you pretty much just use it for your 2 Regidrago, or you use it for 1 Drago that gets you your 4 prizes, and then you clean up with Radzard.
Okay.
So there's a lot of ways that you can kind of go around using 2 energy.
So we got the V Star.
Yep, the V-Star coming down.
So we see
Ooh,
2
2
energy
E-switches.
switches and a superior.
Plus everything else in the discard too.
Yeah, it looks like. Yeah, well, yeah, true.
Yeah. So you
I think we're
can,
definitely going to see at least one of those E switches.
yeah, I would think 1 E-switch because you can attach for turn.
He's
oh,
going for
okay.
2?
Yeah, definitely.
He's going to run with the Regidrago. Now,
Yeah.
I don't see what dragons he has in the discard
Yeah,
right
so
now.
I'm seeing Dragapult. I see Gudra. I see Executor, Kyurem, and Giratina.
So he's got a full setup.
Yeah.
He does have all necessary tools.
Yeah. I think that's
Now-
all of the attackers, to be honest with you.
Are you going to go for the Palkia in this situation, or are you going to try and
I think so.
crunch that board a little bit?
Yeah, I think so. Just because Ryan's hand is looking a little low. There's only like 4 cards in it. And I think you can go with the Giratina attack here. And just like,
Remove him from the
yeah,
Ogre Pond.
yeah. I think so. I think that could definitely be the play.
Well, he only needs 260. He's already got 20 on it from the Squawk.
Yeah.
So he doesn't need to use all full 280.
Yeah.
But the others are not going to get him the 260, so he would still need to use that Giratina.
Yeah, definitely. And I think this this Drago is most likely able to survive this turn here just because the ooh, is there only 2 cards left in deck?
Oh, it looks like it.
Oh,
Mo,
wow.
what is happening?
Mo. And it looks like we are going to have ooh, Gudra actually. I kind of like that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gudra's cool.
Looks like he heals off his damage, so that's good.
Yeah. I do like the Gudra.
So he definitely doesn't have 2 cards in his deck then, because Gudra is not the win now
Yeah.
when you have 2 cards left in the deck.
Yeah, definitely.
So unless, his hand size is way bigger than we're anticipating here and he's got an Iono, which I'm assuming you run at least 1 in the deck.
2, yeah.
2.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think 2 is kind of the standard. Yeah, and we see the jamming tower go down, and this is important too because now Ryan's able to get the 8 Pokemon bench, and that's I think one of the benefits to why Gudra is so good here is because now even with the 8 Pokemon bench, the Regidrago is still surviving, which is huge. Yeah, definitely. So looking at what Ryan's going to do
does have
here,
a lot of tank power here
yeah,
in this
280
situation.
280 is kind of a big number.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Now the only
yeah.
downside is that now Mo does have a good amount of energy on his bench. If Ryan gets the knock,
Yeah.
he does have enough to be able to shift everything. And it looks like he only used one energy switch
Yeah.
in the last turn. But looking at Mo's hand, he's got half of his deck in his hand. Or no, that's his discard.
That is his discard. Yep.
No, Mo, with having that E switch, does have the ability to kind of at least move one of the grass. He
Yeah.
needs an attachment, and then he needs one more E switch. So he's got the energy in play to pull the move off.
Yeah.
But he still needs to get other pieces here.
Yeah, definitely.
So right now, to be honest with you, I'm not sure I see a clear one way or another kind of situation going with this matchup. Even with the damage on Palkia here, there's a lot of up in the air information here.
Yeah,
you know?
definitely. I mean, you could go for like a gust play on like an Ogrepon or one of the Dragos or even the Fez. The Fez would be a huge knockout here.
I mean, honestly,
Yeah.
if he doesn't get that knockout, I would say even go for the Ogrepon with the 2 energy on
Yeah.
it. That way you're limiting his return power for the future turns.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely like that
So-
idea. And I mean, this Noctowl goes down, it could search out the boss.
He can.
Yeah. Super huge here.
So what are we going for, Ryan?
Yep. Let's see what Ryan looks to grab here. The Jewel Seeker going to grab 2 trainers out of the deck as long as the Terra's in play. Super powerful ability off of a single prize stage 1. Ooh, we see a Buddy Poffin. The Buddy Poffin's cool too because it'll be able to get your bench a little bit bigger, so your Palkia can do a lot more damage, which is really nice to see.
I personally, in this particular deck, I would like to see, I don't know if what the logistics are with Ryan's build, but I
Yeah,
feel
yeah.
like adding even a 1/1 of Greninja in there would be really good for
Yeah.
additional search and matchup differential options.
Yeah, definitely.
Like,
I do like that.
I like the idea of having that in there, especially with having so much of a bench. That also gives him another terrestrialized option.
Yeah.
For
I
bench
mean,
power for draw.
yeah,
or,
you got a good idea about it too. Yeah.
But I mean, like I said, that's not in the deck, obviously. But I'm speaking out loud.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, it's kind of like the Palkia Dusknoir that a lot of the NRG guys ended up running to the Louisville regional, and it's cool because that Greninja offers a lot more utility than that. I mean, with fighting being a very relevant type during that format, I mean, you hit Terapagos for weakness, you hit the Pheasantipity for weakness.
Plus, it's just another
Yeah,
search card.
yeah, another
giving you
search
another
card with the
option.
Shinobi Blade, and then the if you actually put all 3 energies onto the
You got
Froakie,
another Greninja.
yeah,
attack,
you pretty much have another Greninja, which
Yeah.
is kind of crazy to think about too. Yeah.
I was running prior to the release of this set. I was doing Palkia and Greninja
Yeah.
standard build. No terrestrialized stadium
Yeah.
or anything like that. Just kind of going for their standard build with that, and I
Yeah,
liked it. I thought it was
yeah,
really good.
Definitely.
I can't remember who it's from. I can't say that it's
Yeah.
mine, but
Yeah.
it's definitely, like I said, I liked that combo. So it's
Yeah.
interesting seeing this build with it because it's just another take on it. And Palkia
Yeah.
has got a lot of ways to build right now, which
Definitely.
is great.
And
So he did go for
yeah,
the
he did go for
Ogrepon.
that play
He
that
went
you
for
were
the
kind of talking
Ogrepon.
about. Yeah.
I
And
like that play.
yeah, good heads up play just because you're able to get rid of the big, the
You're
2
limiting.
prize liability.
You're
and,
limiting
yeah.
also Giratina.
Yeah, definitely.
That's a lot of energy missing that now Mo cannot put in the loss zone.
Yeah, definitely. And now, because Ryan is currently at, what is that, 180, 220. If he's able to get a gust, he's actually able to take another knockout with the Dragapult damage onto this Palkia V-Star.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, that he can switch out, get himself into a spot where he can put that damage on there and take another prize. And
Yeah. Another possibility too is that I need to flip flop the prizes down here as well. But the Kyurem can actually take multiple prizes here too.
Mhm.
You can take like, double Hoot Hoot and Palkia V-Star and take 4 prizes that way, which is kind of
Mhm.
crazy to think about. Yeah. And then if you can able to get like a gust play, you can, clean up with Radzard. So there's definitely a lot of ways that Mo can kind of finish this game off here.
He does, especially with Radzard. Radzard being in the deck, on the bench, ready to go. Already at a point where Ryan's sitting pretty. Charizard can come up there and provide that
Yeah.
big swing.
And the Iono is kind of finishing off here. Ooh, interesting that the Is the Iona actually being played here? And Mo's actually just drawing his entire deck. Did you see that?
I just saw that.
Oh, there's a super
Oh,
rod.
there's
Yeah.
You love to see it.
Yeah. I know this deck definitely has some adjusting, like takes some like getting used to play.
Though.
It's funny because my first time playing it, like in person here, I decked out like right away. I just went too fast.
I decked out game 1 with Sarah Ledge today,
Yeah.
so I feel you. Like
Yeah.
decking out's not fun,
It's
but
definitely
it's
not
a
fun.
real part of
It
the
is a
game.
real. It's definitely a real part of like learning how to play this deck. Is like how fast you really should be going.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's one thing is like, you can sequence as best as possible. My game 1 today, I felt like I was sequencing really well and I
Yeah.
was drawing really well, but then I just got to a point where one small misplay
Yeah.
can change the whole outcome of game, and then all of a sudden
Definitely can.
you're decked out.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Yep. Oh man, so it looks like the Kieran play is going to come out here, kind of like what I was talking about earlier, and he's going to take 4 prizes here, hopefully. And I'm hoping that it's double Hoot Hoot and Palkia. And my reasoning for that is because those Hoot Hoots can turn into Noctiles, and those Noctiles can finish off the game. But if
Looks like we're
Yeah.
seeing Hoot Hoot Hoot
Yep.
Hoot Palkia. There you go.
Palkia,
Nice
there we
call.
go.
So we got a 2-2 game here.
Yeah, definitely here. So interesting to see here is Mo just takes 4 prizes just like that. And let's see how Ryan's able to hopefully finish this game off.
In this scenario, have we seen V-Star used yet from Ryan? No, right?
No, he has not.
He has not.
Yeah, so this is interesting because you can use Mew,
You
Draw
can
2.
use Mew to draw 2, use
yep,
Pheasant
Fez,
Dippity.
draw 3.
All you got to do is get a boss and 2 energy, and you bring up.
Yeah,
Any
all
one
you
of those
need.
three.
Yeah, see, all you needed was
There's the Ultra Ball.
Yeah, all you needed was the Ultra Ball because the V Star will be able to get you
Gets the
your
energy
your
right back.
energy. Yep.
And then we just need to see a boss, Rotom V
Yep.
or Rotom Fan.
Yep.
There it
Perfect.
is.
And Ryan cleans up the final game here, and he goes 4-0 today. Very, very high level Palkia play today.
Like
Yeah.
I said, that Palkia deck, man.
Yeah.
It's scary good in any form it's built.
Yeah.
Like I said, I still have that basic version.
Yeah.
Using the Greninja and that thing still hits hard. The way he's playing it right now with this still hits hard. Palkia is a very strong card.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, that pretty much does it for today's games. We had some really good games here today.
Very good.
We had some awesome decks. We had some interesting archetypes here today. And yeah, so I'd just like to thank everybody for coming out here. Thanks to Tim for joining
Thanks
me
for having me on
for
with
the
you.
last
It's always fun.
yeah, for the last 2 rounds here. Thanks for working with us today. We did have some short staffing, some technical difficulties, so I'm glad that everyone is here able to spend the time with us here.
Call me Dan Hugar.
Yeah,
2.0.
2.0. Yep. So, you can catch us every week here at twitch.tv/NRG store. We do have our 1K Cup coming up this Sunday. So we have a new store, well, not really new store, but bigger space now. So we have a lot more players coming out here.
As someone who
Yeah.
hasn't been here in a while, and those of
Yeah.
you who are in here listening, chat, this place is bigger and better
Yeah.
than it's ever been. The bathroom is
That's
beautiful
what I was
now.
telling them. They have the bougiest sink now, and it's so
Yes,
cool.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's a waterfall sink.
I know it's a
so
waterfall
cool.
thing. So yeah, so make sure to come out for our 1K Cup that we have this weekend. Our boy Mo and Dan will be able to talk you guys through it, talk about the meta coming up for Toronto and all of that stuff. Thanks again for joining us. You can catch us this Sunday, twitch.tv/NRG store. Our YouTube channel at NRG Pokemon, NRG Pokemon, and then we'll be back here again on Thursdays.